Oh, and we got Diamond hanging out again. How we doing, guys?
What's up, everybody?
How are we today? I'm doing all right. I don't know about you guys.
Trying to get through the rest of the week.
Yeah. No
This is like the longest week in history. I don't know what's going on, but it's like almost the holidays. So
It's backdrop week.
It's because there's no playbook.
It's backdrop week. Yay, let's not
Backdrop
do
week.
that. I'm not doing that, I don't think.
Good for you. Take a
I don't-
stand.
I don't think I'm gonna do that, but I don't know.
Diamond's gonna yell at me, but I am also probably not
I
gonna
mean,
buy a pack this week.
No, you're gonna say that and then buy like 7 packs.
Yeah, seriously, that is.
there's only
is plenty of
12,000. He
problems,
can't get
yeah.
7 this time.
Challenge accepted.
We'll see how things go. No, I expect both packs to sell out.
Oh,
Very
for sure.
quick. I wouldn't say
For sure.
immediately, but I think you might have a few be able to re-enter. I do think the way they've kind of tied the crafting challenges to it may entice some to go for it, but you never know. They could always get moments off the secondary as well.
It'd
Yeah, I
be
think I'm just
interesting
gonna-
if they don't sell out and then some crazy bottlenecks end up happening in those crafting challenges because there's just not enough of those, like, let's say, running back moments from those packs on the market.
I mean, with only 12,000, I don't see there being a chance that they don't sell out. Because there'll be that one guy even that'll just be like, I can keep buying them, and then just like, you know what I mean? They'll sell out somehow.
They'll sell
think.
out. Yeah,
Like, there's no way they
they'll
don't.
sell out.
Yeah, and if you're that guy, you might benefit from hoarding the running backs and the quarterbacks and all that kind of stuff. I think there's still plenty around to do all the crafting challenges. But I don't know. Do we want to get into the pack first, or do we want to get into crafting?
Probably the craft, or
I'd say the pack first.
I'd say the pack first. But there's the one thing about like the crafting is, and in relation to the packs, is there's always going to be those people that are like, oh, the new people especially, they're going to be like, oh, look, cool, pack drop. And then they're going to drop all those moments for like, floor, the ones that you need for the crafting. So you're going to get a like mad rush of those, and then they're going to kind of start to go up and up and up, I'm assuming. But so like to your point about having to hoard the running backs or whoever, I'm just not sure. I'm sure like if you just go to the marketplace right after the pack drop, we'll probably be able to get those for $4 and $5.
Yeah, that's why I'm not buying a pack, because I want to do a couple of the
100%.
crafting challenges, and I'm just gonna spread it out that way.
Yeah. There's no reason.
I mean, I might disagree a little bit on that. When it comes to the crafting challenges, I think the easier ones, like the Eckler and the Jones, like needing a running back from this pack, there aren't too many. I mean, there are quite a bit, but it's like I don't think they're gonna just like immediately hit the floor. I think there's going to be a short-term period where they're going to be sought after to finish the crafting, and depending on we'll see quite a bit get burned from that, and then we'll see the downturn from that. So temporarily there will be like, again, I can be wrong.
Oh, that's a good point, because you have to burn those moments right away too. So that's actually pretty cool. They could become very low circulation quickly.
Yeah, and you look at the quarterback itself in this pack, there's only 3 that are common. And I think Mariota is going to be the one that's going to get he's a 10,000 mint. So he's definitely going to take the biggest hit out of all those.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then after that you have Kirk Cousins. If playbook returns as is, or like similar, like I think there will be kind of a group of people who want to keep that Kirk Cousins because of the playbook.
Yeah.
If it, obviously thinking that, they could use that in a challenge and not have to deal with as rare.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one is Malik Willis, which is not the greatest moments itself visually, but is a rookie, a debut, all that kind of stuff. 6,000 mints.
And then is there PJ Walker too? Or is
PJ Walker is a rare.
Is a rare, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and then Josh Allen's the other quarterback.
PJ Walker's just going to be the $11 rare on the moment.
Yeah, it really is. Because that moment,
fantastic.
I mean, it just goes back to the whole who is deciding who these moments should be. I mean, granted, It was a great pass. It was a great throw and catch.
So I have a cool thing.
I just
ask.
don't care.
I know this isn't going to happen. And I know it's not how it works, but is there any possibility down the line that they ever think like, so the Mariota one, right? The common, that's going to be burned more than any moment that I can think of. I mean, they're going to burn it. If it drops below 2,500 mint count, should they turn it into a rare? Is there a way to do that?
No.
I mean, I know that's not how it works, but is there a way to do that?
Common.
I mean, there's a way, like what they could, I mean, hypothetically, there's a way, it wouldn't be automatic, but they could essentially, if it hits like 2,000, burn those 2,000 and then immediately mint a 2,000 rare. But there's no reason to really go down that path.
Mm-hmm.
It won't automatically, there's no way to like change the metadata just to be like, okay, now this is a rare because it's below a certain amount.
Yeah, that's a good point. So they'd have to burn those like they would have to have a thing that's like turn your Mariota into a rare kind of challenge thing if that were the way they did it, I guess.
Yeah, which, you know, the chances of him requiring or needing a rare.
The chance of him playing football after this year.
Yeah.
Low.
Or just like, you know,
Low.
having some kind of, you know, moment that would, you know, lean into being a rare or higher. I you know, if they really want to keep pushing them out, that's definitely a possibility, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I can't wait to see him coaching Little League in Florida next year. It's going to be so fun.
But even with Mariota, there's only 6,200 total Mariotas in these packs. So when it comes to like the Joe Burrow, you can already kind of see what the max. I mean, this is if everyone got burned. You can kind of see what the max is going to be. But yeah, I think Mariota. Like, but again, if I pull a Mariota, I might want to hold on to that because I might not go for the Burrow crafting challenge, and then maybe try to like sell that towards the end of it while someone's still trying to look for it to burn. Because again, I don't think those three quarterbacks, Mariota, Cousins, Willis, like even though they're the common quarterbacks, I don't think they're going to hit $3-4 immediately. I think you never know in the first hour or two, though. You never know. Like someone
Silver quick, you might be the only person pumped for Mariota. I mean, I liked him when he was at Oregon, and that was 39 years ago or something crazy. Like,
oh my god,
so long ago. Dude. But he was good then. But I don't know.
That's just rude.
It's rough.
Rough. I mean, I bought a Kyle Pitts base.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Like $4. So
and Kyle Pitts is the GOAT, dude. He's gonna be. Just wait. I'm telling you.
For him to get traded.
We got Florian. What's up?
What's up, Florian?
Huey.
What's up, Huey?
What up? But yeah, wait till he gets traded, and then he'll be something.
Okay, so let's dive in. Wait,
I was gonna say really quick. If you're in the second year and they're already talking about trading you, I don't know if that's necessarily the team. It could also be the player.
Yeah,
I know they're not throwing to him a lot, but like,
yeah,
you know, I
get it. I get it. You love Pitts. You love Pitts. I know, but dude has underperformed all year. Like
all career.
Yeah.
This is this is the same thing we're talking about again. Is everyone said Tua underperformed until he got receivers.
And tight ends definitely take a little bit longer to acclimate to the.
No, but I'm saying wait till he gets a quarterback.
Trade him to the Bucks really quick and see what happens.
Put him with Tua for God's sakes. No, actually, I don't want that. Give him to
Trevor.
Does
not need more.
Give him to Trevor.
Things. Yeah, Trevor. I'll take that. No, you need to put him with someone who actually like respects tight ends though, and Otten is going to go off this.
Wait, so we need Kelsey Pitts.
Let's not devolve into another Pitts conversation about where he needs to go.
Sorry, I know. What? How does that happen? Is that Roy? I mean, is that your fault?
Always me every single time. Absolutely,
it always leads to Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
and it
does.
It's Tom Brady.
It does. I mean, it's a great pairing. I don't know. Whatever.
Boom.
Is it?
Boom.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. Even though his Lego is still holding semi-strong, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's my holy grail.
It hasn't dipped very much. I mean, surprisingly, considering that all of his other,
I think the mint count's so low though, it'll just always stay pretty high price because no one's ever gonna dare list it for like 500 cheaper. They know it'll just get taken, and then it'll be, you know what I mean? Like there's not enough people to push it down.
I mean, that's what people thought about Cooper Kupp too, and look at that guy. I mean,
Cooper Kupp has just turned into a whole wild disaster after you started talking trash on him that one time. I think you did it.
Yep.
Just witchery.
yeah, you know, I just call it as I see it, and I love football, boys, and Matthew Stafford sucks. So I don't care
He does. That's a fact.
if your Cooper Cup triple whatever your crown is. Yeah, you're out for the season. And he got hurt being thrown to by the backup quarterback, by the way. So it really, I can't even blame Stafford. I don't know. It's
The
very
Joker dog.
upset. It's very upsetting. Matthew Stafford, they're trying to sit him for a couple games as well, but it looks like Cooper Kupp is out for the season. I mean, if they were
Stafford should
smart,
just be done for the season as well. Save
Yeah.
What
for
is-
next year?
yeah,
Let that
they
arm
should-
recover.
not
is-
even. I mean, they
Who's
should.
back up to Stafford?
Oh God, why did you ask that? I have no idea what his name is. Huh?
An unknown.
Yeah,
Just-
he's horrible.
Insert
Horrible.
blank quarterback that hasn't done anything.
Yeah,
Jacob Eason?
really bad.
No, worse.
Worse.
Yeah.
You gotta pull the "Do you even math, bro?" comment up.
No. So what's up? I know that they can't really control this to a degree, but just it made me think of it. Moments coming out of folks that are like out for the season, because now it just makes me think like, oh, okay, Stafford is out for the season, probably.
So-
Cooper Kupp is out for
so
the
this-
season. Zach Ertz is out for the season, and now they're bringing out a new moment for him. Sorry, RWG.
Happy Wednesday. When will all day insider cups be available? Or mugs? My bad. I really want a version that says, "Do you even math?" Oh, they're coming. They're
I will
coming.
buy you that mug.
Yeah,
Swear
I'll
to
make
God.
one just for you.
I will. I'll
So-
totally do that.
So to your questions thing, right? I think when you have a player like Zach Ertz, I don't. Nice Phoenix.
We're ignoring you.
It's not like they're like, oh, he's hurt. Let's not release this moment. It was already like
It was already done, right?
Yeah. And plus, we're looking at a pack that's going retroactively, weeks 5 through 8.
Right.
So yeah, it's not like, oh, he's injured now. Let's skip it. But
Yeah.
and also like getting a moment of his on the platform
Mhm,
is same with Hopkins as well.
mhm.
I think that was kind of like something they wanted to try to do early on, is if they had plays that dictated that. And yeah, it just unfortunately he got injured after that.
What do you think that Zeke moment's going to land at? I mean, $8, maybe 7,
4.
6, 5,
4.
4. We're just going to
If it's at 4, I'll probably pick up anything under 4 or 5.
Yeah.
It is only a 6,000 mint, so it's not like it's a 10K.
It is, and I've been eyeing his rare, and I know it's a stupid buy, but it's one of the ones that I wanted from the very beginning that I just don't
You shut your mouth. $4.
that I don't
You
have yet that I
raccoon.
really want.
Hey, I didn't say he was going to be $4. I said if he's at $4, like Blaze said, I would be buying them up because I don't think they're going to be
Hilarious.
$4.
Welcome to the
Oh,
All Day
but-
Insider
I'll buy
broadcast, where we have a dirty raccoon and the only man alive who still writes on
Mm.
actual paper.
Oh my god!
But
Oh my God.
and also we might see Zeke's get burned for the Eckler
Right.
because I believe, or is it the
Right.
Jones, the one that has the?
I think Jones has
Well, I got a
2.
question for these burns. Which one is the Grail moment they keep talking about?
None of these.
Well,
Well,
the
mean,
LC
that's my
4GB one
question.
is nice.
Yes,
but-
wait, I actually wrote this down. The definition
I bet
of
you did.
Grail is something attainable by a very hard quest.
well,
Or something
okay,
that's
so
sought
look,
after. Which one of these is sought after? in
Did
the
you
Grail moment?
D&D wiki that?
why don't you
Nice.
bring that up after they've all been announced? Because most likely the Grail is the last one, which is tomorrow with Kelsey.
Oh,
And
yeah,
that
for sure.
four-
I would say
four
that's
TD.
probably true.
Even though he
I'm
only
wait- I'm
had,
waiting
what,
for that.
20
And that's why I'm asking the question, though. I mean,
No, that's probably
I'm-
true.
I'm
Kelsey's
curious.
might require his legendary, maybe.
I'll
No,
tell
it's
you
gonna
what,
require
No, I don't
Grail
think they're going to do
rare.
legendary, but they could do like Mahomes rare. They could do something like they could definitely like spin it towards this is going to be legendary only. And I don't think the Burrow. Do you think the Burrow is going to have like? It depends on what your definition of a Grail is. I think Kelsey would lean most into that, but we also haven't gotten the full requirements for it.
Well,
So we can't talk too much into that.
Wouldn't that be based on min count, though? Really, the Grail moments?
No, not at all. I think that
Oh,
Josh
you mean
Allen,
like
Josh Allen
if
hurdle
you have
is a
the greatest
Grail
play in the
for sure.
world, but it's a 10K mint. It's still a Grail moment.
Is this an example of someone that's actually on the platform, or are you just throwing that out there?
Throwing it out there. I mean, what
I don't think Kelsey's not going to be a 10K.
No.
No.
But what do we consider? What do we consider a Grail moment? Because we've talked about Mahomes, like that's already out there on the platform. You know, his debut is being that. I mean, I would guess like a legendary.
If that Justin
debut.
Jefferson catch comes out, I don't care what rarity it's at. It's a Grail moment.
The Justin Jefferson not a catch.
Yeah, Grill to me, like I get what you're leaning towards. Where
Well, no. I mean, it could be. I mean, it's different for everybody. I mean, it could be the play. It could be the player. It could be the, the tier. It could be. I mean, it could be a million different things.
I think it's something that's universally sought after, where everyone can agree that.
Yeah, I mean
that is an awesome
thinking,
moment.
like,
Right.
It could be the Parsons 3 badge. It could be Mahomes' debut.
And it could change year to year.
Well, I
It could
think
change year to
a
year,
Grail is
depending.
more personalized, right? So, like I
Yeah.
said at the very beginning of this podcast, hilarious, but also at the very beginning of all day, if I get my hands on the Kyle Pitts, I'll just quit. I'm done. That's all I need.
See,
That's my
Grail.
Grail.
I think a Grail. I think a one story in history. I mean, to me, that's like top tier moment. That's just me.
So we talk about like the OBJ being the actual Grail, something like that.
Okay, well, timeout. Okay, hold on. Timeout on that. Because now you're talking about two different things. You're talking about Grails in terms of collectors and who thinks what is a Grail, and then Grails in terms of what Dapper is trying to make a Grail, which I'll gotta be honest with you. The two ultimates are not Grails for anyone. I mean, maybe OBJ if you're a New York Giants fan, but period, zilch, that's it. No one wants that Brett Favre ultimate. No one.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
So you have two different conflicting views there. You have who's coming as a collector trying to get your Grail, and for you, like you said, that Kyle Pitts is a Grail for you, and
that's
good.
I want that,
but it's. I mean, and really, realistically, though, it's a 49 mint count. It's not a bad moment, right? So the Mahomes debut, though, that is not a Grail. Something that dropped from $2,300 when I bought it to $750 right now is not a Grail. There's just no way.
So there's no Grails.
I'm sorry?
By that definition, there'd be no Grails because everything.
No, 100% that's not true. That's not true at all, because then you look at Mahomes Legendary, and that one, even though it's dropped, $4,000, is still a $6,000 moment that not a lot of people can get. That's a Grail. Like,
right.
It's Mahomes
that
face
sounds
of
like a similar percentage in drop.
It is. It most likely.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Most
this.
likely
So Grail would be a highlight of a game I went to.
That's
more of what I'm going
comes
with.
to mind when I think of Grail. Roethlisberger, his legendary, because he's going to have limited number of moments on the platform. It was the year he retired. It was
the last game at Heinz Field.
That is a Grail, like definition wise, more of a Grail moment, especially if you're like a Steelers fan or a Big Ben fan or just a fan of
or Antonio Brown, just anybody.
But I mean, I look at Grail moments like that. I mean, there's a story behind it. There's a legendary player behind it. There's a debut behind it.
I think the Pickens is a Grail.
The Pickens.
I mean, rookie 3 badge. I mean, that's why I got it.
I love that.
Picked it up because it's a rookie 3 badge. It's one hell of a catch. I mean, that's one of the top 5 catches I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think at the end of the day, it's more of your personal perception of what a Grail is. So to define it is to just, we can get into the philosophical side of it.
Yeah.
There is no, essence, definition of that. However, the platform itself, I don't think they've ever said like this. So when you're saying with this coming crafting and pack, they've like mentioned like, get your Grail moments kind of thing, like their communications.
Where is that? Sorry.
That to me is like, hey, these are great plays, great games that they had. They're going to be highly sought after.
Yep. I understand that.
And I do think the Kelsey is going to lean towards more being almost at least it should be a legendary, which tells me it's already going to require at least 1 or 2 rares.
One or
See,
two.
I don't-
I was
requires
actually looking at the
legendary.
Parsons. I actually was. I'm interested to see what the Parsons does.
With like completion wise,
Yeah,
I think his is on the
1500 to
easier
2000.
side.
Yeah, 1500 to 2000. It doesn't even require his triple badge, which is really the only moment of his that's worth owning. So
Because I think they knew that they wouldn't want to have that one be pushed towards burning.
special.
Yeah, like
Push
at the end of the day, there's some moments.
I mean, don't
Like,
you
if they
run
did-
the value up though if you have them burn that? That doesn't isn't that the whole point? Is like they're scared to have people burn it, but then like the value of it goes up if it's burned. So why wouldn't you?
Well, there's
But that's
different,
100% not true though. Look at Taylor Heineke. I just bought a $3 Taylor Heineke today.
That's a whole different
he
thing
bought-
though than
and
a
he
Micah
burned
Parsons.
like
10K and
3200.
699.
Yeah, but I mean, imagine if 200 of the Parson triple bags just got burned.
Yeah, but I think more of like that being required is a path they could go down, but they don't. I don't think that that's really like the best thing.
that would make
Yeah.
Parsons the Parsons debut a Grail moment.
It already is a Grail moment.
It already is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Like,
It would make it even more unattainable.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, they could do that with every legendary and a highly sought after rare.
Well, speaking about
From Series
legendary,
1.
what about the hold the legendary and get the moment that they popped in the last couple of these things?
I'm surprised that they did it for the last 2, but not the Burrow.
I was gonna ask that. Why did they do it for a couple and not the others?
That I mean,
Who did they
that could
do
be
it
based
for
on.
and without?
So they've done it for Eckler and Kittle.
Yeah.
If you hold any of their legendaries, you just submit it, you don't burn it, and you get the new crafted moment.
Yeah, the other ones don't have a legendary, do they?
Yeah, they do. Kelsey.
They do.
No, I mean, like Aaron Jones doesn't, does he?
It's
No.
a nice wrinkle right there.
Well,
I
Burrow
do like that wrinkle. I know a lot of people don't, but I definitely like.
No, I like it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't think. So this is good. Kelsey's going to be super limited, but there's no shot his legendary debut needs to be burned to get the 4 TD game. Maybe 7 rares or something like that. Yeah, I mean,
it's gonna be multiple rares, and again, they could really throw in they could just throw in a wrench, and one has to be a Mahomes rare. There you go. Everyone's gonna burn. What is it? The conference champ or divisional, whatever. The cheaper of the two, which I wouldn't be against to having them burn some of the Mahomes because there's 2 Mahomes rares. If there was only one, and there was only one common legendary for Series 1, yeah, maybe not lean towards it, which is why I don't think they did that with Micah Parsons. And it's also getting rid of some of the Parsons Series 2, even though I am surprised it only required 1 Parsons versus 2 or 3. And it kind of leaned more into the rare moments from the Series 1. Or not Series 1, but just NFC East and defense and stuff like that. But yeah, I am surprised they didn't do the wild card for Burrow. But I'm happy for those that have the legendary, or who, there's some that have been, have sold since they've announced these. But to me, that's not crafting a moment. I know,
No,
I'm
it's just
kinda-
pumping one.
yeah. Well, no, for me, it's and one part of my brain is hey, that's great for those that had the moment. They held it. You submit it. You don't have to burn it. You get a new moment. That essentially is rewarding someone.
So
who
yeah,
had
I was
that
gonna
moment.
say it's their version of rewarding someone for
But
doing.
when it comes to what I think of crafting, that
this is
to
the coolest
me-
idea I've ever heard. By the way, requiring a Taysom Hill moment is meant $6.99, and he's an NFL tight end that also scored 4 touchdowns the same week as Kelsey.
yeah, and
God,
there's
that'd be cool.
If you look at just to kind of finish what I was saying,
Too cool. They won't do that.
The holding 1 legendary to get a new moment, it kind of gets, it's kind of counter to me how crafting to me should be done. To me, crafting is you build and you do something, including the burning, to get a new moment.
You eliminate something to get.
So
a-
yeah, so in one way, I'm happy for those that are getting a reward for having it, but the other is oh, that doesn't kind of lean into what I think of crafting. But when it comes to Kelsey, yeah, if you look at the platform right now, if they require, let's say, 1 or 2 tight end rares, if you don't have them now, those are gonna shoot up. There's only I think less than a handful on the platform.
I swear to God, if Dallas
Yeah, you
got it
got
pumps
Pitts.
because of that nonsense.
Dallas
Could you
Goedert.
imagine another Dallas
only like-
Goddard bottleneck?
That's what I'm saying. Like Dallas Goddard pumps because of a Kelsey craft. Like, oh my god.
No, I don't
would
think they
lose
would.
it.
Yeah, I don't think they're that
That'd be sad.
insane out of touch.
Talking about Grails, how would you feel if Dapper introduced head coaches this moment? So Lego Bill Belichick coaching Brady would be a Grail to me. There is no way. No way. If they no. I like
So,
this. Though.
hold
on.
on.
The flip side, I
Well-
would break my computer if I got a rare Chip Kelly and a reward
Next
back.
thing you know, we'll have a Marshawn Lynch. I'm only here.
Timeout.
Yeah.
Hold on. So that would be really awesome. But all you need to do in that circumstance is do a throwback to Brady and Brady getting coached up on the sideline with Belichick, and then it makes it like a double whammy because I would buy that in a heartbeat. I don't
Or
care how
post
much
game
it-
interviews.
Yeah.
If they
Well,
did
they're-
that,
No
Marshawn,
coach
baby,
moment.
Marshawn.
No coach moment, but throw in like a little Belichick sighting in a Brady moment, and then like boop, boop, through
Yeah,
the
like a
roof.
quick aside, if you
Through
look
the
at
roof.
Strike, they are doing that Conor McGregor, who
Yeah, yeah.
F is this guy,
Mhm.
as like a
Mhm.
hype NFT.
That's a great moment.
so I
but
actually no, that's
they're,
what I was
they're also
thinking
on a
of.
lifeline, so
No, that's what we need to do, right? That All Day needs to do like an alternate. It needs to be one set that's all like highlights of NFL players not playing ball, like the Randy Moss like all cash video. If anyone's ever seen that one,
Yeah.
straight cash player.
Straight cast on me.
Owen's doing sit-ups in his driveway.
Yeah, that needs to be a like a
I
What's it
really
called?
want
Like
to
a
see
set.
a classic Showtime series where it's those vintage touchdown celebrations from T.O. and
Mhm.
oh yeah.
Ocho and stuff. When
I mean, we still haven't seen the series 2 Showtime,
right.
Yeah.
so who knows what they're going to do with that, because we've kind of seen that they're not going to have a crafted moment be in that. At least, like, it's kind of leaning towards all those are going to be drawn up for series 1 and 2 moments that are burned,
Mhm.
and historical has legacy as that set.
Who's the
So-
team? Who's the team that like sits on the ground and does like a rowboat thing like this or whatever? Who is
The
that?
Icelandic soccer team.
No, they
Yep,
did it
that's
like
it.
in the NFL. They did it in the NFL like 2 weeks
The
ago.
Icelandic soccer team did the toilet one.
I don't know. Maybe it's the
Remember
Vikings.
they
I don't
posed
know.
with
I
the
hate
toilet
it.
and
I don't ever.
No,
wanna
we
see
don't
that
remember.
one.
It's Icelandic soccer. Why would I remember that?
Google them. It's pretty good.
My lord, and someone did the like pulled the flip phone out of the goalpost one.
That was Chad.
I'm pretty sure this is another way for Sting to bring up Tom Brady, because it's the Buccaneers that do that celebration.
Oh, dang! And what happened on
How did that
early
work?
Sunday morning? What happened early Sunday morning?
I
Did
like the
anyone-
bowling one.
Did
personally.
anyone see that beatdown of Gino that happened? I don't know. Did anyone see that?
Hey,
Um,
experience wins games.
Yeah.
Mark. So I'm looking at, there's only 8. There's 7 players with a rare moment that's a tight end. And then
Kittle,
there's
Kelsey,
Taysom
Pitts.
Hill.
and Andrews,
Taysom Hill.
Logan Thomas, Kyle Pitts, Kittle,
Andrews, yeah.
and Goddard. And Tyler Higbee also has one. So
Oh,
if
yeah,
they
Higbee.
do a
Tyler
double-
Higbee has a rare.
he does. He has it locked
Yeah.
in.
Mhm.
So if they were to say like you need 1 Kelsey rare, and then you also need 1 rare tight end from
Of
Series
anyone.
1. Oh, no, if they just say Series 1, because there's no Series 2 rare tight end right now. I mean, they don't have to say Series 1; it doesn't matter.
Right.
Anyway, if you need Kelsey, the floor of those is 150, and then if you need 1 more, right now the cheapest is Logan Thomas at 37.
This is not financial advice, but go grab a tight end.
Yeah, I think like looking at how this week is kind of built.
That's why
up,
we're here, bro. We tell people what to buy, and
Exactly.
then a week later it tanks, and they're all
This is not
mad.
financial advice.
If you
I have
look at
every
the-
tight end, so hopefully you just need all
Yeah.
of them.
Wouldn't that be wild if you had to burn one of every rare tight end?
I think that's a little. That'd be too much.
Ultimate.
It'd be
baby.
worth it though. It would make people be like, no, and then you'd end up with like a legendary.
I mean, I think it'd be worth it. Right? What would the price
Kelsey
be? 600,
4 TD game.
$600 probably.
With my
For all
luck,
those?
I would break up all my sets and then get rewarded like a day later and miss out.
Hmm.
Well,
I'm really looking forward to this AJ Brown moment. I don't care what anyone says. That I'm super looking forward to that.
He just made my boy Devontae look like garbage. So I just
That's
no
because he does
longer
he
like
is garbage.
AJ
Didn't
Brown.
we just talk about this?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
We did.
I can't wait for the AI
Um,
moment.
Anyway,
mean,
not
what-
financial advice, by the way.
Yeah.
But yes, I do think that having other rare tight ends is a good, because I do think they've been building up to the Kelsey.
Mm-hmm.
And when they announced the Kittle, there was no rare requirement for his. It was just 4 Series 1 tight ends, 1 tight end from this coming pack, which there aren't that many. There's only 3 total in this pack. Ertz, Komet, and Duchette. I think is, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I like how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
yeah,
Sounds good.
it's correct.
You don't even
but
know how
anyway,
to say the guy's name. Is the $4 moment. Jesus.
I had to Google 2 players of this pack when I was in
Yikes.
I had to
That's harsh. Who the hell is Alec Pierce?
Wide receiver for the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah. He's
Cool
a
story, bro.
Dude, this
Like,
is like last week when you
I've
asked who
never-
Mike Gillespie.
No,
Mike
no,
Gillespie
no. That's not the same.
Well,
See,
when you
now
average
it's a
163 yards
Gus-
passing a game, it's hard to.
Gus Edwards.
That's a Ravens running back, right?
I know who he is. I'm
Yeah.
just have you heard that name thrown around a lot?
No, we will now.
In like
Well, so I guess that mean like at the end of the day, like even if you're the, let's say you're the running back 2, outside of like Pollard or whatever, like you're not like the mainstay name of the team for the running back.
Mhm.
If you have like a 2 touchdown game and like a 50-yard run, like do they not warrant a moment because you did that? No. So like Gus Edwards,
no, they weren't a
if the
comment for sure.
yeah, if the play dictates that they should have a good moment,
Yeah, that's true.
then do it.
No, I agree
Especially
with
like I think that Gus Edwards is his debut, correct?
Yeah, I
yes.
think so.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
The
So
only thing I really care about is that Kenneth Walker triple badge Lego. That is really tempting.
I mean, I floated that last night on the all day, all night spaces that I'd rather pull that. Not
anything.
Not necessarily I'd rather pull that, but if I got that over Christian McCaffrey as a legendary, I'd be okay with that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, me
for
too.
sure.
He
Yeah.
easily could end up being the rookie of the year on offense
Oh yeah.
and overall as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Pierce-
again, he would
Pierce
have
might
to
give him a run for his money too.
Pierce is. I went through this like. I think Walker has like 7 touchdowns. Pierce has 4
Talk about
touchdowns.
Damian Pierce. No,
Yeah.
Walker's gonna blow
Well,
him
the
out
team,
of
the
water.
team, the team is bad, so that's
Yeah,
going to dictate
so-
a lot of
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So
I think
when we
Brees,
talk
I think
about even a
Brees Hall probably
competition
won
at
it
this
if he
point.
didn't get hurt.
Yes, that would have been
Yeah,
a
it could've.
competition. That could have been a competition because they're actually like legit players. I don't know that the Seahawks will be able to keep this up with Geno. Like, let's just be real, it's Geno Smith. Like, he's doing great. You know what I mean? But if he gets hurt, then Seattle is literally dead in the water. So
Drew Lock's not going to.
Kenneth Walker will like have to carry that team, whereas Pierce is already on a horrible team and they have no shot at making the playoffs, not even in a wild card. So there's
Yeah,
there's no conversation for Pierce as a offensive rookie or
I think
offensive
early
player
on
or
there
rookie of
it
the year.
was kind of more leaning towards Pierce, just
Yeah.
how things started.
No.
But Kenneth Walker has overtaken him quite a
Yeah, as
bit.
long as
And
Walker doesn't get hurt and he just continues to be above average the rest of the way, he's got it locked.
yeah, and if Geno Smith, whether he gets hurt or not, as long as the running game, like Seattle's had great success with the 2 key priorities for building a team: defense, running.
Mhm.
That's how they got, with Legion of Boom and how they got the Super Bowl, like all that kind of stuff. Like their defense isn't what it was, but they also have a stud, what is it, safety?
Mhm.
Is it Woolen? Or
Yep.
he's a rookie as well, right?
Yep, they've got their Sherman.
Is he a rookie?
I thought he was a rookie.
Okay.
Pretty
You
sure
can
he
look
is.
it up if you're on.
Like,
Either way,
yeah,
like
he's
so
a
they're
rookie.
kind of building up like what they kind of had their success on in the past. And yeah, Geno Smith is probably not the long term, even though they've already talked about possibility if he keeps this up and they keep winning, he could
Woolen
get
is
an
a
extension.
triple badge.
Yeah, so he could get an extension going forward if he keeps playing. But yeah, like he lost to Tom Brady in that game. That's experience one. I don't think that means that Seattle's kind of out of it. But either way,
No.
when it comes to
No.
rookie, I think Kenneth Walker just has the elements for success over
Mhm.
Pierce
Yeah.
going forward.
Well, he'll just be set up to have a more successful year, which will then just make him look more successful overall.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, the Christian McCaffrey melt legendary is going to be sought after because that's going to
Is
be
that
his first legendary.
is that his pass rush reception?
Yeah.
Yeah. I still though I wouldn't, like you said, you'd much rather pull the other.
I think it's. I don't. Anyone else have opinions on that? I don't think it's all.
If I pull the C-Mac, I'm listing it and selling it right away.
Immediately.
If I
Yeah.
hold the Kenneth Walker, I might end up holding that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Because I do
difference.
think the Kenneth Walker will end up being higher price valued than
Mhm.
the Pierce, and Pierce is what
And-
hovering around like 800.
Yeah,
Whatever it
I
is.
mean it dips down to 600 all the time.
We're also talking about as Seattle, if they keep having success,
Mhm.
that could be one of another huge bottleneck.
And
like
he's
Pierce.
not getting a common this week. So he's
For
still semi-relevant. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying like Kenneth Walker now just gets thrown into that bottleneck as well.
Oh yeah. Okay.
when it comes to like
sure.
playbook and when it comes back and all that kind of stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
I would say
no,
Christian
for sure,
McCaffrey, I doubt there will be a requirement for his legendary. So I agree. If I pulled it, I probably would want to list it early.
Mhm.
And same with Kamara and like AJ Brown. Like, nothing
Before
against those
more hit the
players.
market.
Not AJ Brown for me, but that's just people's.
Yeah, none
preferences.
of those are debuts. Like they're great moments to have, but I'd rather maybe have the liquid
Mhm.
early
Mhm.
when it's maybe a little hot than wait
Yeah.
until it kind of like peters down, like Elijah Mitchell that took like a month to sell.
Yeah, that, and I don't know, that Justin Jefferson series 2 iconic is just, it's been stagnant until recently, and I don't know really what even prompted that.
I
But
think it was more
you
just a
know,
couple buyers there.
2 days ago it
Yeah.
sold for 550, 525.
And that is, some believe, the best wide receiver in the game.
Yeah.
And yet
So
but again, that's the whole
completely
series
undervalued.
2.
Yes.
Yeah, series 2 versus series 1 and
It
debuts.
is.
Like we get into
And
all that stuff
then
again.
We were talking about it in Everything All Day today. The fact that someone bumped it up to the $16.99, I think it was, and it's already back down to $9.99. It just dropped. So for the series 2, not the series 1, but it's because he's gonna get that one, that one-handed catch, and it has to be a legendary. I just don't see how it could be a rare.
Do you
But
think
it's
trading on
also-
Evaluate could help raise the value of legendary moments? People can swap one they want instead of undercutting. I'll let someone else take that because I have no idea what you mean by trading with Evaluate.
So you're
we can-
saying
I
like
just signed up
people
for that
could-
today.
instead of
Diamond, thanks.
undercutting each other, they're gonna trade like a fantasy trade where they trade the players for players. Like, oh, I'll trade you Devonta Smith legendary for whoever, but
Huh.
another legendary in the same tier. So like maybe you're not. They're both around the same area price range, but you're not losing that 5% on a sale, and then trying to buy another legendary.
I see what you're
yeah.
saying.
But at the
Getting
end of the
another
day,
Lego.
does it raise the value of the moment itself?
Probably not.
Really.
No.
Because the way we get that data and evaluate just the market is by floor and sales.
Right.
So when you trade, that is all off, to the side.
You're not
and
going
none
to
of
see
that's
that
good.
transaction on OTM and see. Yeah.
I
I
would,
think
The
it's
only
good
way
if you
that I
have.
can see.
Well, I
It's
think
good
this
for the
needs-
moments that you can get value for them, though. If you have those higher end moments and you want to get value, like trading is a good option.
Right.
Well, I think we got to get away from that mindset of when somebody buys up the floor and something bumps up. Well, I think there was at 1,600 today, that Jefferson, if I'm not mistaken, at one point.
16.99, yeah.
16.99.
The first comment I read when I went to the general NFL All Day Discord was, "Oh, okay, it's time for me to undercut that now," and that's the mindset we have to get rid of,
Yes.
which is totally killing this platform.
Let 16.99 be the floor.
And
It's not
but
hard.
Two people I saw say they were purposely going to undercut this to make some money to get liquidity for the upcoming pack. But that's the mindset. We sell before.
I'm going to
pack
sell
is
this
out.
amazing legendary of possibly the best receiver in the league right now for a new pack.
Well, that's how people are chopping
Yeah.
their account values. They're
Here's the
undercutting.
thing,
No, they're
though.
undercutting one moment, so they're not getting the value for that moment, and then they're spreading it out in other moments. Waiting. Then when that moment, then they undercut all of those, so they're just constantly losing money.
For a 1 in
Like,
a
I
50,
don't get
for
it.
basically a 1 in 50 chance to
Gambler's
score big,
mindset.
and they rinse, repeat, lose, and only if 1 out of every 50 people win, that's what's tanking the floor. So we have to be more responsible as collectors to understand the impact of our actions as we're doing this, because I mean, that's something I've been following for the last few weeks, and it's that same mindset over and over again. It's just hundreds and thousands of people doing the same thing and wondering why things aren't changing.
So
That's
this
the
is
worst trade.
before we
That's
get
the worst trade I've ever heard of, by the way. Sorry.
So to go to Phoenix before we get into this question or the statement,
you
anytime you go into the general Discord and you take something out of that and you make opinions based on it, you're already losing. I think that's that idea of like the undercutting is there. It's just we need enough of that's always going to be there. I think that happens in Top Shot, happens in other Dapper Sports stuff and other NFT projects. It's having enough of the collectors and all those other side of things that are the majority that kind of
I mean
tames that down, because that's what happens. Like it happens when you have
the majority mindset though to the other side of it, because yes, you're always going to have that, but it's follow the leader. And I mean,
part of it's on the platform, like
who's leading.
What is it? Okay, I think part of it's the platform, how things are going, and anyway, I just want to say, like, at the end of the day, like there's always gonna be that, like we had that with the playbook and the bottlenecking and the undercutting. Like you would just like have something that you speculate on that was like pumping, and then it immediately be just like undercut, because there are fans on the platform that are here just to make money on flips.
yeah.
And that's on Top Shot. One of the reasons when I got back into Top Shot, I left it is because of like I tried to like get into a challenge, and then I got immediately burned by like how much the prices just pumped up really quick.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the sell-off just hit really quick when that player didn't hit. And it's just like you kind of get stuck in that sometimes. But yeah, sorry. To the question.
Back to this. It says, nope, just kidding. I made my first trade on Evaluate today. I received a Jolly Joker and gave a Harrison. That is a wonderful trade. I think you read that wrong, Sting.
No.
For the other
great
person,
trade
it's
for him.
terrible. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that was.
So wait, so I missed this whole Evaluate thing. First of all, where was that announced, and why can I not do that? Second, let me throw a real quick.
You can do that.
I know, but I mean, I didn't even see that was a possibility. So now I know how I'm going to get my first Jolly Joker, hopefully. I also was looking through the marketplace. I just realized that DeAndre Swift's common debut is $4.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that a thing? Can someone fix that? Like, what?
I mean, has he been playing that well?
Yeah, he's been kind of a disappointment thus far. But
that's just the reality of things right now.
He's been hurt all year.
It's why someone would sell like a 950 Cooper Cup Legendary. Just because they're not.
Someone want it? Does someone want it?
Does
someone want it?
I swear to God. Hold on. Do you guys think?
Does someone want it?
No one wants it.
950. Exactly.
Do you guys think some sort of collector score would be great for the platform to stabilize the market? I say yes. They all don't.
I agree.
For some reason.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't agree with that?
Yeah, collector score is absolutely necessary.
Leaderboards. That's competition. That's the hold.
Yes, I agree. But someone said last episode that they weren't going to do collector score because it was bad, right?
I mean, point blank.
What do you mean you're not going to do it? Like we were saying,
lock it in.
That Dapper wasn't going to do it.
Yeah,
because we don't have a choice as consumers.
We were also talking about gating.
Yes,
so
that's different. Yeah. Okay.
I think it depends on how they would introduce that. I think we would get leaderboards first in some way. I just don't think it's needed anytime soon. I think they can do other things in lieu of that, including leaderboards and supporting and rewarding holders and collectors. That isn't collector score.
I just think collector score is such an easy thing to introduce because it's been done. And I also think it's an easy thing to introduce because it's been done poorly and can be fixed, I guess. So like say
But
holding
they've been
set.
trying to fix it on Top Shop for
No, but
a while.
they're having
I
to
mean,
fix
how
it
do
on
you
Top Shop
evaluate
because
it?
of how they started. It's a lot easier to come out a different way and have it, set up a different way and it work. If you're holding a set, you get so many points. If you're holding a legendary, you get so many points. Whatever.
Yeah,
But I mean,
which is why I think we'll see leaderboards in some way before that.
but what
don't
I'm
necessarily
saying
have-
is, what I'm trying to say is, the collector score immediately fixes the problem. Why not do it? Right. So like it
creates
immediately
demand.
fixes the problem. It says, okay, you hold these things, you get these points, then you can do these things. So it incentivizes holding
does.
in a way they've already done.
Yeah.
So
Someone in
why
the
not just
Discord
do it
mentioned
and it'd be fixed?
using the collector score or leaderboards to reward playbook yards, which I thought was a pretty neat idea that you could allocate as you saw fit, where you came up a little short one week in a challenge, you could apply those yardage to that week and still hit 100 sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well,
I remember
any-
discussing that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
is anyone in here doing the Bud Light Pick'em?
No, I never got
was
into that, but I wish
eliminated like right away because I
Well,
said
you could have. I don't think they still do it, but you could have like emailed them for a free entry up to 5. I think is what they're doing.
oh wow.
Either way, like if you look at the like terms of service, which I tend to read for a lot of the stuff, one of them with the rewards and how they do their like the picking or like what's like essentially they're listing all the gifts or whatever that they're going to give out when they do they have like 3 or 4 different times where they like pick those who have won a certain amount of games and streaks and stuff, whatever.
Mhm.
I'm pulling it up right now. So like if one of the lowest quote unquote rewards was premium access, accolades, or yardage was a reward from the
that's
Bud Light
interesting.
Pick'em game.
That's cool.
And then this was brought up in the main Discord, and one of the mods brought up that when Playbook comes back, there'll likely be an update to what that means. But essentially, one of the rewards for this was if you got like a streak of 1 or 2 games in a row, it's called Playbook game, and then premium access, accolades, or yardage. So could we start being able to bank yardage? So say you have 20 yards and you won from doing whatever in a leaderboard or a contest,
Drinking beer.
and then at any week, NFT that comes with a drink. It's great. But
I like their whatever their whole reward of like free beer for a year. That was awesome.
yeah, if you win
I'd
it.
rather
So
have that.
real quick, this comment that says, "Please God, no collector score" in all caps, right? So all right, so let me just say
I
something.
love
So
his
when I
ape
first
so much though.
when I first came in to Top Shot, all right, I said the same thing. I was like, man, I can't get into any of these pack drops. I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't do this because collector score was there. And I'm assuming that's what everyone's like hatred is with it. And I mean, most people is just like they don't have the means to get a collector score high enough, quick enough to be, eligible for some of these things. But I think in the broader pic, like if you look at it broad and you say, okay, this isn't about me, it's just about how the platform is performing, I still think it fixes the immediate problem of $4 and $3 moments or terribly priced rares or no one collecting sets or all those different problems. It fixes all those, even if it doesn't directly affect you, like it will in a way. Like if you're holding one set piece, that's a rare, that doubles in price, right? So like you may be gated out of some things, which I was in all of Top Shot, but all of my moments had more value solely because of the collector score existing. So I think that's what a lot of people are confused
And
about.
it doesn't need to be a Top Shot collector score.
No,
which
no,
was
it
terribly
won't be.
flawed. Like,
No, it won't be.
I
And
think
that's it.
people
And also he wants
focus
more
on
hats.
our experience. Yeah, I love hats.
Hats are good.
I'm looking forward to getting mine.
I'm the only one wearing a hat. Well, I guess Blaze is. But
Yeah, sure.
I have a fur hat on.
I really just
Let's
can't,
circle back
I
to
can't
Darwin here.
sweep. Hold on, I can't sweep these $3 floors by myself. Like
I tried to get the
I'm trying
Devo one.
No,
but it went away too quick.
Stop shopping and focus.
I was letting you guys do your thing. I mean, I'm up to like 800.
Yeah, well, don't let us know you're shopping then.
Aren't we
Don't
always
know.
shopping?
Yeah.
No,
Let's talk
when it
about
comes
collector
to-
score though, because collector score automatically. I agree with Roy 100%. It automatically gives there a purpose to buying something. End of story.
Yeah, and there's so many things like this, right? What if a collector score gave you a head start in yards per week or something? So collector score, that's the one thing I don't think we can
Don't
get
call it
into.
collector. What I'm saying is, don't call it collector score.
No,
Right.
okay, sure.
call it a
sure.
comeback.
Associate.
Okay,
Don't
call it-
associate with what Top Shot is doing or with the TS, like all that kind of stuff. It's going to be called something different, like
A
a reward
leaderboard?
system, or a
Yeah,
leaderboard system,
call it
whatever
whatever
it
you
is.
call it whatever you may, and the rewards we can never guess, right? So we'll never be able to assume that. They just need something that provides users with a way to, like, add all the moments and sets they have up together to be able to do stuff. Whatever that is, right? That's all, and that immediately fixes the problem. Call it
I think it's going to tie into
whatever you
locking.
want.
Like I think ultimately it's going to tie into some form of locking, whether it's for the rest of the season
Mhm.
or 6 months, a year, whatever it is. You could easily have the playbook comes back, and I'll bring up that Dave replied to one of my Twitter posts about the
I
playbook.
saw that.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, because we were talking about the playbook, and like someone asked if it's going to come back, and I mentioned
Is that the one where you said would it come back? Is it going to come back the same or something close to that?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
Dave replied that said, yeah, plan is for it to be back, but in a way that rewards more types of collecting.
Yeah, I saw that. So that's good, right? That's good.
So we've already seen with, I think, 2 weeks of playbook, we had the 50 yards for holding the set.
Yeah.
We could see some form of, you have playbook over here, and then you have some form of reward system over here. And say you have like a series 1 common set, you lock it for the rest of the season. That gives you 15 yards to use in any week of the playbook you want to use.
Week. That'd be cool.
So you have like a bank of yards that you collect, and if you do the challenges or whatever, and you're behind a certain amount, instead of having to burn 30 damn moments to get 15 yards or 10, 11, whatever it is, or whatever it could have
it
been.
just rewards you for having that set.
Yeah, you have like a bank of like, okay, I have 25 yards here. I can use this at any point and apply however many yards I want. And what I had to do was lock my set till, let's say, the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Which means that those moments will never be on the market, but also they should also prevent those from being used in a challenge, in my opinion, as well.
Yeah, and Genesis did make a good point, but I mean, I also have like it said, gave no commitment to any timeline. The playbook could be back whatever with like the promises that they've said of it being for more types of collecting. But I don't really think a timeline's needed here. Like, in all honesty, like, we know it's coming back. We know it's going to be better when it comes back, according to them. If it's going to be for holders or collectors, that just means it's going to be better. Like, your wallet will go up when it comes back. I mean, I would like there to be a timeline, but I don't really think that's a huge fault.
I think they know.
I think it's kind of a veiled. I'm not saying it's an excuse. I think it's more of like, okay, they're coding it, the engineers are working on it, and it's not ready yet. I think that's really. Sure. I think the bye week was like necessary, a breather for mid-season, because they want to build into, they wanted to kind of reset things with this pack crafting, kind of build it all together. Whether you like it or not, it's a different thing. But I think when they bring back playbook, I think it's going to be where they've kind of worked out, like, it's most likely going to be the 2 tiers at least. You're going to have a newer user or whatever version or easy version. So whether it's going to be fully tiered or not, like, you could have, easy, medium, hard kind of setting, like whatever it is. I think that part of the reason they come out this week, and maybe like, it could be, they could skip next week, we don't know yet, is it's the coding side of it. Not necessarily like, oh, we're just trying to, figure out what to do. Like, I think they know what they want to do. It's just making sure it's all like built into the system and coded correctly. So there's no issues like Phoenix and the leaderboard losing spots because people were burning still and they didn't have the times right and all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm. No,
how about locking moments for the week for the playbook that you have less volatility on the market? I mean, I was throwing that and I was trying to calculate what kind of impact that would have, and it seemed to me that no matter how you cut it, if you have to lock your collection for the playbook week and you have to actually purchase instead of flip your moments, that I think that you have less market volatility, and all the moments will go up in price because you have to positively buy to get rewarded that week.
Don't you want the volatility though?
But you need the users wanting to do that though. Like, we need enough users to really like lean into that.
Yeah, well, everything relies on us growing the user base. I mean,
Don't you? But in essence, don't you want the volatility? Because like I mean,
you want some volatility, but if there's a way to lock certain moments though, and kind of limit that volatility, because that's one of the things that gets kind of out of hand, is you see people pick up 50 moments to use 5 of them, that drop 45 back on the market to go for a 2% chance at something. That's where it doesn't make sense, because those are the people that, yeah, they're in and out. It causes
So
chaos.
then wouldn't you have to lock it for more than a week then?
No, you could lock it for each playbook week. I mean, you could lock certain moments for each playbook week.
Oh, I know, but the problem with playbook is that after the playbook is done, that's when things get dumped. So you'd have to, in essence, make it a 2-week lock.
But you'd have to play around with that. But you can also, I mean, if you're dropping all 5 challenges at once, or whatever, however many there are, you can look at it and assess your collection and go, most likely these are the ones I want to lock and keep. And you could flip the other ones and buy some new stuff. But I'm just saying a little less volatility rather than dumping.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm saying balance it. No,
for sure.
But if there's a way to balance that, I'm just trying.
No,
to
I'm totally on board with
here,
that,
bro.
Yeah. No, I'm totally on board with that.
So
I think
here's,
because what happens in playbook is that they dump it immediately after the challenge is over. So usually a challenge is for 24 hours. So we'll buy, and then if you don't want it after the challenge is done, then it's like a race to dump everything. So even if to your point, even if you did lock it for 7 days, there actually runs a possibility that you might need that moment again for next week. And so you might not dump it at all.
Look out.
Yeah.
And I think
volatility, okay. Chaos, not okay.
So real quick, I'm going to interject here because there is a question I missed and I'm sorry for missing it. And it goes up here. So it says, if I trade for a JJ, the only difference is I can't join gated rumbles. So yeah, there's some rumble challenges that require you to have minted a Jolly Joker, which obviously you wouldn't be able to use those if you traded for it. You still would get the premium access to OTM, and I still think there is a gated rumble that is if you own one. Am I correct?
Yeah, I think it's the extra point challenge you don't get access to if you didn't mint. But
but there's still one you get extra for just owning one. So you would be missing out on one from the mint, but yes, you would still get the premium. I mean, the premium access is by far worth the mint price. So if you're getting a trade of a value anything less than mint price, you win. I mean, it doesn't matter if you can get that extra gated for sure. I mean, I had
a question for Diamond. Like,
Quicksilver, I tagged you in the Discord with a question to Coop.
What did you think, or what do you think about On the Moment creating some sort of type of leaderboard instead of All Day? And do you think it would be received as good as like if All Day did it? Because I think that our faith in On the Moment right now is a little bit higher than the folks at Dapper. And so honestly, I mean, like, it is with me, and we've talked to those guys before. We always talk about On the Moment. And I think that those guys have a little bit of a better grasp about how to maybe code and implement certain things, such as a leaderboard. Just because Rumble was such an easy thing for them to do, why can they not just create their own leaderboard and like please the masses? Why are we waiting for All Day? Like, maybe it's just maybe Diamond, I mean, I'm sure I'm throwing you under the bus, and it's like not a question that should be directed at you and should be directed at Coop probably. But I mean, they just seem to have more of a grasp of what's going on and how to do things a lot more easily than All Day or Dapper does, or maybe they just don't have the time.
What would be the benefit as a collector if OTM had a leaderboard?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. They can't provide gated access or anything to All Day. You know what I mean? Like, they can't say there's no, and they can't
give you yardage.
Well, we're talking about using a leaderboard as a figment of like status, though, right? We're not talking about leaderboard. So no, we are, because you said that you shouldn't use leaderboard as access to gate packs.
No, but you can use it to like get extra yards, or it has to have some kind of reward. It has to have some kind of reward through All Day.
If you have a public leaderboard, people will do anything to get their name on it. just to be
Sure.
important.
Sure, but I mean that's not.
And maybe
Yeah,
it's
but-
not the complete solution. I'm just saying that I think
It's a
that
little.
those guys
it's a little
have
bit.
It would
yeah,
help.
like those guys have a little bit more of an opportunity, I'd say, to like run the market as opposed to like evaluate or other places like Live Token. I don't want to get into Top Shot, but they just have such a good site that you would be able to implement something that's similar to Rumble, that's not based on fantasy, that's based on just your collection. And yeah, it's not going to have like maybe real life rewards, but we could probably get to that point of having rewards through them as well, considering that there's a $10,000 prize pool for Rumble alone.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, you're telling me that they can't get funding? So I just don't.
Well, like OTM on the Top Shot side, they do have leaderboards, but if I'm not mistaken, they pull that data from Top Shot.
Okay.
I don't know if they're pulling it into the API and like doing their own. I think they're pulling that. So I think All Day would have to have their own form. And even with the current leaderboard that we've had, it is something you can either, like, I do think that they could incorporate that with All Day. But I think All Day would have to do something first. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think from scratch OTM is, I don't think OTM from scratch is just going to make their own leaderboard.
Couldn't they though? Because like they can see everyone's account and they know.
I mean, they could, but
everyone's account is linked on their website. I mean, I'm sure that data is able.
I think he said that they do it for Top Shot already too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you go to your collection, if you're in OTM and go to collection, there is leaderboards there. But I don't know if they're pulling that directly. If they're pulling that, I mean, they're pulling the data from Top Shot in some form.
Right.
So Florian says, you guys are like Stephen Hawking searching the end of the universe while AD tries to find how to make fire.
I
like that.
We try. Thank you.
My favorite part of that is as soon as I read that, I thought like, what if roles were reversed and like we just swapped in to be like the say-so over at AD, like this group right here. And then I just thought immediately that there just wouldn't be Justin Herbert moments allowed on the platform. And it would just be it would just everything you want, like it would just burn out of your wallet, and you would just say, "Where'd that go?" And
every challenge,
Sting got it. Yeah, every challenge is own a moment of Kyle Pitts.
If you don't have a Tom Brady, then you're just irrelevant on the platform.
Yeah, you just
there's only 10,000
every week.
People.
You don't own a Tom Brady, 10 of your moments burn.
Okay, so going back, Huey also
plus 100 points for 75 Tuas in your wallet.
I'm sorry, no, stop.
So Huey also asked a question. He said the additional, if you want to pull this up, the additional Rumble and contest and OTM for every JJ minted, not acquired visa. Yeah, so if you mint it. So say if you minted 3 Jolly Jokers, you get access to the field goal contest. If you get those through secondary trading, those do not count towards any extra entries or your entries towards like the 3 or the 6 minted. You have to mint those yourself. But if you don't own a Jolly Joker like Roy and then you trade for one,
like
you then
Roy.
get the OTM.
Come on.
Yeah, well, you're the only one here that doesn't have one.
I know.
So
you could have said like Keith and just made someone up. But, whatever.
But
yeah,
if you were to trade for one, and I have an extra fisherman one if you're interested.
Fisherman.
It's a fisherman. That's what I call him. You would still have access. You would get the OTM premium.
Yeah,
and you would still be able to do the main. I think they call it the main event, the main Rumble. So,
like I said, I think the OTM premium is worth it alone, right?
Entry, right? Yeah. Oh, I love having the premium. Like,
it has to be worth it alone. Yeah.
No. So only if you mint it does it count towards
live
your
without
entries.
Coop and OTM.
I see.
So if you were to like trade someone right now for 6 Jolly Jokers, you don't get 6 entries in a Rumble.
I see.
But no matter what Rumble is there, if you don't have you can do the main event. But yeah, if you were to trade for one, if you don't have a Jolly Joker yet, you'll get the access to all the premium stuff. Which I think anyone that's on this, that's planning on sticking around for a little bit, should probably have that.
So this is a good question too. I do not think you can use everything all day community when trading for one. I think that's only in the mint process.
Yeah. So when you mint, you have the drop down that lets you choose the community.
Mm-hmm.
If you, and this has happened with over a dozen people have messaged me that either didn't select or forgot to select whatever. You can right after that go into your OTM profile and change the community partner there to everything all day. If you were to change that now, you can get access to our leaderboard, which it does start tomorrow. Well, technically it locks on Sunday. So we have our own leaderboard on OTM right now for Rumble. So everything all day, like anyone who minted from us and selected as a community partner or set it in their OTM profile is now in the leaderboard. And currently we have currently 52 members
Dang, that's pretty good.
in there. Yeah, and that's not
Stingray did get a Jolly Joker. Yeah,
he did get a Joker. Yeah, and 52 members is not how many mints because some of us have done 2, 3, and so on. So our mints are actually a little bit higher than that, which is great to see. And that's why I introduced that. I'll just mention really quick the giveaway. Every week from now on, if you're on our leaderboard, I'm going to count out the points, like the top, just going to like export each week. Whoever is the top place by the end of the season will get a NFL All Day Premium pack. Second place will get a standard pack. And then there might be some other stuff for third, fourth, fifth, and so on. I haven't worked out all those details. Mm-hmm. So if you're not already on a leaderboard, I would try to get on there.
Houston's killing it.
If you do well, like, premium pack, and the premium packs aren't, I'm pretty sure they're not series 2. I'll just say that. They're a random series 1. I know that one of the last ones that I saw giveaway was the week 14, I believe, or week 15, the one that you could pull a Brady rare in. So it's, who knows how, obviously we don't have pack resales and all that kind of
stuff. It's big money. Let's be real.
Well, you never, like, at the end of the day, like, the more burning we have happening, the more that those packs that are unopened, like, inherently, like, their value goes up. But if you can never sell them or whatever, like, eventually down the line you can. Mm-hmm. I don't think trading would be a good thing if they could ever do that with packs. I think that would just, like, open a even bigger Pandora's box.
They don't want to do that, no.
But I'm talking about with Evaluate, which I know you haven't used yet. You should check it out after this.
It is cool. I gotta say.
Yeah.
And who wants to trade me? Never mind.
I'll trade you a Jolly Joker for your Cooper Cup.
Ooh, a single Jolly Joker. No,
I'll trade you two for your cup.
I do have that Sidney Crosby Golden Goat.
I'll trade you your
what's the link to Evaluate?
Your mutant. I'll trade you your mutant for my
no.
For my Mahomes
your
Lego.
Account. Your whole account.
My Mahomes Lego. My Mahomes Lego for your mutant.
No, give me your whole account.
Yeah, right.
Can I trade my Richard Sherman first game stuff?
Your cleats?
Yeah, cleats and gloves.
No, that's a good thing. You can also, like, I put the link for Roy in the chat, our chat. The
nice
play around with it. Like, you can also connect your ETH wallet, so it's not just Flow.
Yeah.
So, like,
I don't got that.
Well, I'm just saying, like, for those that do. But yeah, like, it allows you, and again, it does open up gifting because you can trade with someone and the other side is empty. So essentially,
okay. So I'm sorry. So you can just gift something without getting something in return, right?
Yep.
Okay.
You can one person can apply a moment into the trade, and then the other one can put no moments. Like, I just looked at, I'm on the website right now, and someone traded 12 moments for one Jolly Joker.
Nice.
I see it actually right here in front of me.
That's and there's some others. There's someone traded Jolly Joker for nothing, which most likely they did some kind of like offsite. So that's the thing, is it kind of opens up that like Pandora's box of like keeping track of like where the stuff is going. Is like, this kind of happened when Blockto opened up with NFL All Day and Strike. So keeping track of that's just going to be harder. But
is there a place where people are putting like offers, or do you have to like know the person and then trade them, or are they being like, here's
you
this
can just
thing?
find random trade play.
They'll randomly place you with folks to trade, and then you can decide whether or not
they kind of
search for a profile.
Yeah, they kind of, when they were doing the marketing of it, they kind of paralleled it to Chatterbait or whatever, like one of those like whatever chat roulette, whenever it was like all those like one of those.
Perfect.
Yeah. So anyway, you can either you connect your wallet, and then from there you can either look for a trade partner, which just randomly puts you with someone, and then you can look at their account and make a trade barter, or you can find someone that directly and connect with them, and then you
I
can do a
can't like
trade that
click
way.
this Brock Wright moment and be like, who's looking for one of these?
No.
I don't know what moment that are you talking about on the main page?
I mean,
Probably
no
not.
one's looking for that, obviously, but I mean,
Oh.
like, if
He's
I click,
talking about offering to trade something for something, like
yeah, like if I
without
offered,
having
like, put
without
an
having a
offer up and
buyer or
someone being
something
like,
like that.
yes, I'll
Yeah.
do that.
The only platform that you can do that right now is the other one that has trading, which is the BYC, the Barter Yard Club one,
Mhm.
where you can kind of like put up a moment. So say you have like a legend, or like say you have a Mahomes rare, you can like say, here's a moment, and then other people send you offers. So I imagine Value would probably will introduce something like that, where instead of like random person, you can kind of like have a
Yeah, like
profile
that,
where you can
like
kind of like have
Sting's
offers.
Cooper
Put up a
Cup,
trade block.
right? Like Sting's Cooper
Yeah.
Cup, he puts and be like, here, what is anybody willing to give me for this? And then you can like accept or decline offers. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, and I think like one of the, because I was doing it before today,
Stuffed animal
one of
and a
the
hug.
feedback I threw out to them was a showcase. So when you connect with someone randomly, you essentially see each other's like highest floor value at the top,
Yeah,
which is great, whatever. But my pitch to them was like,
it's
in your
degrading is
profile,
what it is.
it reminded me of like, you know, what was it, MySpace? You had your
Yeah.
top 12 friends or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So you go to your profile and you set up like your top moments that you like want to either just show off or that you are like fully on for the trade block. So like you can like set those up. So like when you connect with someone, my hope is that you can kind of change which ones they see. So they can say like, okay, it seems like this person wants to get rid of like
Oh my God.
these flunks.
Sorry to
or whatever.
interrupt you, but this is very fast paced, and I'm trying to trade my Justin Fields randomly with a guy named AJ. So we'll see how this goes. This is very fun.
Yeah, and what you can do is you can
I mean, like you can get burned too. So like
Well,
that
you
guy
you
who just traded
you both
away a
have to
Jolly Joker for a Najee.
Well, no, I'm pretty
Pretty
sure they're in the Discord and they did like a back. What I'm saying is that they traded the Joker on the platform, but they most likely had like a, you know, send me
Conversation.
crypto or whatever.
Oh
and
no, I
trade
was
it.
talking about RWG who got a Jolly
Oh.
Joker for that Najee.
Yeah,
Good
you'd be
on-
surprised.
good
Like,
on you.
like someone offered me 2 flunks for like a you know, like a floor rare. And I was just
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
I thought they were
Kidding?
they were joking, but I could have probably signed it. But yeah, you both have to sign the contract. So there is like, essentially, what you can do, Roy, is
Can you trade anything in a Dapper wallet, or is it just certain things?
everything that's on the NFT main catalog. So most everything, and it should open up for the other project that you are in.
Yeah.
Should be part of that as well.
Because this could get really interesting.
This could get
It's already interesting.
You could start building like, so this is a whole different way I'm looking at it right now of like you can start building.
So I could trade 5,000 Susables.
No, what I'm trying to say is
If anyone wants
even through all day itself, like you can still gain value slowly by finding the right people, right? So like,
Yeah, I traded earlier today when I was doing some tests while more, because today was when they actually started having like anyone can join in. So when I was going through the random connections, it was finding me one like within a minute. It was like someone new.
mine was within 10 seconds.
Yeah, and you'll see like if there's a user list on your side on the side over there, and you can also type in a user if you know their name, because some of them aren't shown. But yeah, no, I traded a couple old Top Shot moments, like floor moments, for like I think one was I can't remember. It was like a Josh Allen divisional round for like 3 or 4 like floor Top Shot moments. It was like, you know, I'll do that. I'm okay with moving away from Top Shot and building my all day collection. And there's going to be a lot of people there's still quite a bit of users or fans that like were on the platform from Top Shot that came to all day at the beginning of the season that are going back into Top Shot, and they still have all day.
Am I talking to the AJ that's listening right now in the podcast?
They would have to answer. And then
I don't know, but that's like some Inception level.
I'm pretty sure I am.
To the last comment about will there be a trade form block in EDA? Yes. This is actually something I've been working with a Top Shot exchange. This is not like, you know, alpha or anything. I'm in another Discord where we do Top Shot exchanges, and that's been running for over a year. And we've kind of gotten kind of a base how to do. Essentially now everything's through Evaluate. So They really just have to go on the platform to do it. But if you want a place for people to chat and connect, you can either just do it in the general chat right now. But I'll open up a channel probably. I mean, I can do it later today or tomorrow, whatever. And we can kind of like have a marketplace channel, which we had briefly. And if you want to, offer up trades, you're welcome to do it. It's going to be kind of unmetered, like not monitored in the sense of like, do its own due diligence. Don't bitch at me if anything. Yeah, don't bitch at me if something goes wrong. But if you want to connect to other people in the Discord, yeah, that's like, you can already do that if Uline offers something up in the general chat. Like, it's still early enough. Like it just opened today, publicly.
Yeah.
So,
so I can
and
see
again,
moments on there for $2. Can I just buy them with my Dapper wallet money, or
from
do I have
someone
to?
else.
Yeah.
I think that if they haven't enabled it, they're going to enable where if you click on the description, it should say like it should take you to the listing page, and if it's already actively listed for that price, then yes. But right now, you cannot use funds unless you're using ETH. You can actually use wrapped ETH in your trades.
Yeah.
So I know you're all crypto. I don't want to like hurt your brains or anything. No, I'm kidding. But when it comes to
actually,
Dapper,
I mean, I'm gonna go back on this and say I'll give you my Mahomes Lego, my Cooper Cup Lego,
for the Jolly Joker,
and my Bucks Lego for a mutant. That's a floor of 10.
No, give me your account, your whole account.
I want my cheap $3 moments, bro. I want to keep them.
No,
I'd have to start over.
But either way, like it's right now you cannot. And I talked to him today about this. Like you cannot add Dapper funds or flow.
Yeah.
So, but in the future they might enable that where like because they're working with Dapper for this, you might be able to do like here's a all day moment, and then you want like another all day moment, but there's a difference of like $5. You can add in like 4 flow or whatever.
Hey, what's up, Jets fan? I'm glad you could catch
So it's definitely
too, my guy.
It opens up a Pandora's box of like, and you can trade Top Shot for freaking, a cool cat, which is just like an odd concept. So it is kind of bringing all the ecosystems together, but they can only police it. There's a compliance with Dapper, like they're probably monitoring certain things. But yeah, if you're like trying to get rid of like I was saying with the Top Shot, a lot of them are like leaving all day from going back to Top Shot. Like I did my trade order for that Josh Allen from someone who was doing exactly that. They just had all day moments that they don't care too much for, and they're just looking for more Top Shot stuff for the leaderboard or for whatever, maybe possible challenges. And so you can find some good deals. And also like, again, use the Discord, throw out some offers or like say you're looking for something, and then trading makes it easy. You don't have to like send a block dough and deal with all that.
Yeah, it's super sick. Do we know how I mean we're going on with this a little bit, but I actually think now I'm just looking at it. I really think this is going to be like a huge play and a huge part of all day now that this is possible.
Challenges as well.
Is it instant?
Yeah.
Holy cow. So like literally if like I don't know.
Like I did a transfer with Blaze and like pretty much you get a pop-up. So you add a moment, and then someone else can add a moment or not if you want to gift whatever it is. And then you get a pop-up that you have to sign the Dapper contract. The other person gets the same pop-up. They sign it. Then it just goes through the Flow blockchain. It signs it's like normal. Like if you're sending, sending takes like, a minute or two for the transaction to get on the ledger. So within like 2 to 3 minutes, you should have it in your wallet.
So I don't want to get way too off topic here, but this does, like you said it a million times, like it opens up a Pandora's box, because what happens when you have 5 guys in a room or 50 guys in everything all day, and the bottleneck is, I don't know, something stupid, James Robinson debut, right, for $3, and someone has like 10 of them. And it bottlenecks to like $50, and you're like, I would never spend that, but I can just give 5 of you like 5 of my James Robinsons. And
Well, no,
now
that's what I
we
was
can
about
all
to
complete-
say.
Now we can
'Cause-
all complete
Because
playbook,
Phoenix has
and then
been
you can just
saying
send them back to me for
no,
free because
Phoenix has been saying the same thing to me.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, then you're like
before this
missing
podcast
out on
started.
that profit.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
that's
I've been
what
saying
it's
this for
you
months.
are,
Yeah.
but if you have unlimited trading available to you, then you're essentially being like, okay, guys,
Sting,
together
It turned into a
collectively,
Yeah.
collectively, we're getting 25 packs.
Sting,
This is-
your double base set.
Goodbye.
You doubled up your base set, right?
Yeah.
Think about how big that is for this.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've been buying up those same with you the 3-4 since like May.
Yeah.
Like those duplicates, if they hit in a challenge, instead of now
Instead of
like
selling them off and losing 5%, now I can just transfer them to people.
yeah, you could trade it. You could
Hey,
trade
Roy.
a speculated or a pumped up moment for another moment that didn't pump, and get that value in a short term. And
Exactly.
you know it's going to go back down. So,
Yeah.
but again, like it, you know, each person does. When you do a trade, you can click on it and it gives you like the floor price and stuff like that.
Right,
It's not
right.
I did some like
doing
external
this with
research and
Top
it's not
Shop.
perfect.
I was doing this with Top Shop with somebody where I would trade them the moment, and then they would give me either a moment back that was like say $5 as a thank you, and give me my moment back, or or would send me cash for the moment. I mean, there's a million ways to cut it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
No, it's
and I
just
was looking, and they're completing a challenge. They're getting something at a discount, and I'm just getting $5, $5 for every moment I lent out.
By the way, I don't
Yeah.
condone this, and everybody be careful out there and don't trust anybody. So just FYI.
So you can
Not
trust me.
financial
So
advice
what
at
I'll
all.
say is that trust me with this. I don't. If they close this today, if they said, "Oh, we regret this and it's done," I'm fine with that. I'm at the opinion of like it's already here. I'm just dealing with the reality of what we have now.
Mhm.
And so that's why I wanted all y'all to try to like use it, kind of get into it, because this is going to be something where with challenges. So here's an example, not financial advice, but say you have 2 Dalvin Cooks and your buddy is interested in its hitting challenge again, and we're all like, sad, face, and you want to trade it to someone, but you want to get it back. You want that collateral. As Mr. X just mentioned with Floaty, you could do that and you would have a rental fee and all this kind of stuff. You have the 5% and all that.
Mhm.
What you could do instead is, with Sting, say if I'm like, okay, here's a Dalvin Cook, trade me back like a $10 moment. And then when the challenge is over, just trade me back to Dalvin Cook. So, I get like a little benefit of like, oh, a little $10 on the side of a
Mhm.
moment. And you get to borrow this like, $200 moment right now instead of
Right.
having to buy it. We
Right.
both, again, at the end of the day,
You
we
would
both
gain
are
a little bit, even though, like, yeah.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
difference in the floaty is that you would have to again trigger.
Where's
that
that question? I'm
5%.
sorry. Was that in the chat? I didn't see that.
It's Mr. X and FT, the third one. Yeah. So so with floaty, like you would have the floaty fee, and then you have the Dapper 5%. So at some point, I do believe that they will have to incorporate some kind of fee.
Mhm.
I just think that's the reality.
Yeah.
of it.
Otherwise,
This
you're
is-
gonna not have a business.
Yeah, but the thing is, they've worked directly with Dapper, so it's not like Dapper is not, unaware of it. They might be
Right.
doing like a trial period where, the first 3 months or whatever, they don't like mention anything about a fee, and then eventually that comes in, which would make sense.
Which
And again,
kind
they
of
could
puts
also-
holes in the whole theory that Dapper only cares about their 5% cut, right?
Well, yeah, they want collectors to trade their moments. No,
Yeah.
I do think for sure, like if they end up adding Flow or Dapper wallets
Mhm.
abilities, they should definitely have a fee for that. Like just put on a 10% fee. If you're going to add in like quote unquote liquid funds,
Right.
put a 10% fee. And I bet there'll still be some that would add in that and pay the 10% and trade a moment.
Mhm.
But again, when it comes to challenges, that's the biggest thing. And again, like I'm just dealing with the reality that this is here now. There's nothing like new. This has been kind of like building up to this happening. Because I know the BYC, the other trade tool,
Yeah.
they announced that in April that they were working on it. It was just getting Dapper to get behind it, and like they opened up the trading with the all day and strike with Blockto a few weeks ago. So
Mm.
now that things are kind of rolling with that, like
So,
this is
so
now the
with the
reality.
liquid funding, this was actually the question I was just waiting to ask. Is this not the first step to AD Dapper closing their market? If they add liquid funds to this evaluate thing, why would a marketplace ever need to be visited on all day anymore? There's literally no reason, right? If you could trade money or other moments for the moments you needed, why in the world would anyone ever just straight up buy off the marketplace?
Well, that's maybe why we don't have it, and maybe why that they might eventually not want it to come out. I'm just saying, like the reality is that it could happen. It may take a year or two, but I think at the end of the day, like no matter what, the moments themselves are still going to be there, so there'll always be a marketplace for that.
Genesis, I see you. Hold on, put that back. The more important part of his question is, and if that happens, are we concerned that the door is open for Dapper to exit the project? 100%. That's a great follow-up question to your own question. Because if you
To
could
exit.
put all liquidity into another platform,
Would they just sell to evaluate
they could
at that
just
point?
Oh no,
they
the
don't
fee
need
would
to
go,
sell.
Dapper would get the fee though. That's what I was saying with the 10%. Like Dapper would still get 5% and evaluate maybe get the other 5.
That's in a world in which they created a fee. But for the purpose of his question, it's like, what if they didn't ever? I mean, which obviously we know that they will implement.
I don't think
fee.
it's possible.
But isn't the contract through Dapper and for X amount of time, no matter what, and it's going to be.
So, are you saying that there is no way for Dapper to exit? If this
exit evaluate or
exit the market, like essentially they don't need to exist.
It doesn't
like
make
to
sense.
Roy's point, no, it does. To Roy's point, if you cross thread here, to Roy's point, why is there a need for a marketplace in Dapper on all day if there exists a marketplace on evaluate in which you could hold liquid funds and your moments? They cancel each other out, correct? In which case, that's like saying that Dapper just needs to be there as a shell.
It depends on the user base too. You're not taking into account growing the user base going forward.
But in a hypothetical world, to his question though, if there was no fee, you would just use evaluate instead of Dapper.
But they're not going to do
Dapper.
But you bring the hypothetical that is not. They're not going to do that without a fee.
Yeah,
no, I get
evaluate directly said it won't be free forever. Guy charges 10%. Dapper gets paid no matter what.
And Floaty, which has been used more recently with All Day and Strike, that's been enabled. When you do a rental, 5% goes to Dapper. But you didn't see everyone going over there instead of using the All Day marketplace.
Yeah, no, 100%, because you're paying double. And why would you pay someone twice? You're paying a middleman and you're paying like your dad.
Well, that's what they're saying is evaluate will do the same thing.
Yeah. Like they're going to essentially be like a 10%, 5% split.
Sorry, Genesis.
So
I tried to make it make sense, but it does make sense. That's the thing. He piqued my interest because I was like, wait, no, because that makes total sense. Like
it does.
They could just basically exit themselves out by putting liquidity into something else and then not call it Dapper and be like, oh, guess what? Dapper's bankrupt.
So to the last question, the 10% of what? Any kind of liquid extra funds. So like if someone added Dapper wallet funds or Flow or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
See, the thing is like,
or the ability to straight purchase with ETH like you have on like Block2, right? Or Floaty. Can't you purchase with ETH?
I don't.
As opposed to just like dollars?
I don't think so.
No, you can use Flow or USDC.
Okay.
I don't think you can use ETH directly.
So they're not on oh my god, I just totally blanked. That marketplace,
OpenSea.
No,
they're not on that
level.
Are you talking about evaluate? So that you can use. Well, no, I was talking about Block2 and Floaty.
Oh no.
Okay. So because I mean,
this
obviously,
this is big. So evaluate fee structure not yet disclosed for a trade scenario. They did mention flow or funds are not on their roadmap. So that's how they're dodging you not just being able to solely use them as a marketplace.
Yeah, this all started with the hypothetical if you can add liquid funds.
Right.
Just to go back 10 minutes.
Yeah. It hasn't been said yet. Yeah.
But also in time, if the tool is very popular, they could also do a $1.99 trade fee for every trade. No matter what. They could, or like, I don't think they would want to go towards like true value or estimated value or anything like that. That wouldn't make sense. But they could do like, a $5 fee to make a trade or whatever it is. Like that could eventually be in their like, future going down the line.
Right.
But in the meantime, right now, you can do this for free. You can trade across different platforms. More will get added. And yeah, it's just, again, like once we see the first playbook challenges come back, or even normal challenges, whichever, even the crafting, someone could rent out. Well, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, like, because they're getting burned, it wouldn't make sense. But you can still you can still trade for a moment to burn. But when it comes to challenges that you have to hold, or even the legendary, like, I don't know, Sting, if you have a legendary Eckler, you want to trade me that really quick to get this moment from the.
I mean,
the
I could
crafting
buy
challenge.
it. I could buy it and trade it to you for like,
For a small fee,
for a small fee.
for
exactly.
one
That's
small
what I'm
jolly
saying.
joker.
Yeah, it's worth it. So while I have you, Diamond, I just wanted to ask you one thing really quick about this, just while we wrap this like whole discussion about third-party marketplaces up. What are the chances, because you're my blockchain guru over there, what are the chances of them becoming less stable and less secure through trading on something like Floaty or Block2 or Evaluate, as opposed to directly trading through NFL all day? Like, we've seen hacks of OpenSea before. If you're putting your Top Shot and your Strike and your all day moments on another platform and trading them through another platform, does that not in essence make like one more stop in the blockchain in which it could be hacked? Just wondering.
Well, since we're talking about Evaluate mainly,
Yeah.
when you initiate a trade, you each sign the Dapper Wall integration contract, which assigns on the Flow blockchain ledger. So you're not actually putting that, unless it's like it happens like automatically once you both sign, like a quick transfer over.
Right.
You're not actually like putting it on an external platform, then doing whatever. Like Blockto is an external platform, so you're really just trusting that Blockto itself.
Right. You're almost like renting your stuff to them because they're taking a fee anyway. So you are just giving them access to your wallet.
It's like if you have Ethereum and you move it to Binance or whatever it is, Coinbase or FTX, which or whatever. So
do that.
It's custodial wallet that's holding your asset.
Right.
So Blockto had a hack or whatever, that's a whole different thing. But if it's in your Dapper wallet and you're using Evaluate and it's going from Dapper wallet to Dapper wallet,
right.
So that's less of a concern.
Not to get like too much.
It says it right in the disclaimer, they don't have access to your wallet.
Okay, so like not to get too much into the weeds about the woulda, coulda, shouldas, or what will happen or whatever. But if you implement any kind of payment system through them, then they then have to have access to your wallet. Does that make sense? They have to then become more of a application like Block2 or Floaty. They're not just going and connecting to Dapper wallets and then allowing them to exchange. If you're going to take any kind of fee or implement any kind of fee structure whatsoever, then that then makes it so that you have to transfer your.
No, not necessarily. No, you would do it through you would do it through a smart contract that has all that kind of laid out.
Okay.
And so essentially you would still have the same Dapper wallet. It would just be in the process of that. There would be this other little thing on the side that does the fee based side of it.
So it's not like
the smart contract holds who gets what and where.
Okay. 10-4.
So I wouldn't see it as like, if you're trading on Evaluate, like all your moments Evaluate now has access to, because that's not what it is. Essentially, you're just like, you're signing. It's the same thing when you're on OTM and you verify your wallets for your account to see your account and everything on there. Like they're getting the Dapper wallet integration. You're signing that contract, but they don't own or have access to the moments themselves. Right. Same thing with the Emerald bot that's in the Discord where you verify your assets. All it's seeing is like this person has this. If it matches these parameters, you get a roll. So you don't it's all read only. And that's
okay.
This is the main thing. You have your smartest dudes auditing the smartest contracts. That's their.
Well, I mean, it is kind of like a concern if you were going to ever move your. That's why, I mean, they've been talking about trying to get all day or moments off of all day or Top Shot or whatever, and you can hold them in like cold storage or whatever you wanted to do. But so far, you can't do that. And anytime you're going to introduce that, you run the risk of like losing everything.
But you can, if I'm not mistaken, with
I
like
wasn't
Top Shot,
aware.
you can move it to Blockdo, and you can put that on like a ledger. If I'm not mistaken.
Can you?
I
Okay.
haven't.
I would have to
personally,
confirm. I don't know. But I do know that there was talk of doing it because when we were one of the discords that I'm in is for the Nifted, and that was one of the things that was confusing about them was that you just basically give them access to your whole account, and then you go through and you can just check which ones you want to display on your display. But you are indirectly giving them access to your whole account.
I personally don't have a Nifted, so I haven't gone through the process.
Right.
But is it anything more than just a sign a contract for your Dapper Wallet integration? Like
it's exactly like OTM. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
it's exactly like OTM.
It's all read only.
It's read only.
Like,
so that would be the difference, and that's why I asked you. You'd educate me more. Than
it's not like
else.
Nifted. Like you have to send it to like Nifted's like custodial wallet, and then only those moments in that wallet. So the way they do it is just same, where it's just read only.
Read only.
It's just looking at what you have, and anytime you want to update that, you have to re-verify.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Well, within reason. Like for instance, Emerald Bot, if you like, I know tomorrow the NFL All Day Discord is going to introduce like what those test roles are or were. So you have to re-verify with Emerald because it only reads it each time you verify. It's not real time.
Yeah.
Well, this has been I love the discussion because I'm actually fully into this now, and I love what's going on over here. And I think I'm gonna try. I don't know if you guys have ever heard the story where the person started out with like a small object and traded it up forever to get like a big object. Right. So that's how I'm gonna get my pits.
Are you going for your grail?
That's how I'm gonna do it. Right. So I just had the offer of like, I put in the fields, had an offer of 2 other rares that were like $10 more. Could have taken it, didn't, but move up slowly until I go from Justin Fields to Kyle Pitts legendary.
Okay.
What's interesting is like I've done probably
trades.
I've done
I think you can do it.
I've done 6 or 7 trades now, and like two people I was trading with like just hated the players. They just
That's what I'm
put them in
saying.
a pack. They didn't like the players, and they're just like, I don't really care.
I'll trade you every Matthew Stafford and Cooper Cup I have for.
Well, I also had a guy genuinely think about trading me an Aaron Rodgers rare for the Miami Dolphins defensive debut a minute ago on here. And there's $60 difference.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. You guys are like killing my money making. No, I'm just kidding.
So then I go into the next guy, click on the Aaron Rodgers rare, and sit back and just be like, what you got? And we're gonna see how that works.
You can go into a trade and just like put one of yours in there and be like,
that's what I'm doing. I put Fields up and I wait. And then they say pass and leave, and I go to the next person and I do it again.
Hold on. I'm way too slow for this.
Hold on. I know you're slow. Go to this next comment, please. The collector score one. Okay, so the roles, I'm not going to reveal what the roles are in a list. The roles are tied to your Dapper wallet, so it has to do with your all-day account. So sets owned, amount of sets owned, tiers owned, amount of tiers, amount of moments owned, that kind of stuff. So, for instance, a role is going to be, OC and those are going to have the ultimate holders are going to have a role.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's going to be the ones with 1,000 or more and 500 or more. Mm-hmm. Legendaries, 3 or more legendaries, and so on. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's actually 60 plus roll or 50 whatever rolls. But yeah, those are all going to get revealed tomorrow. Cool. Now, whether that ties into the pack drop on Friday, we shall see.
That's an interesting question. That's burning my brain. If they're
Can you run through that list again that you just named off?
It's not the full list. I don't have it in front of me. I know, like
16 is.
Oh, you mean? No, I'm not going to get my numbers. I have them somewhere.
No.
We already figured out like
3 legendaries, 1,000 moments, 500 moments. 50 rares, I thought.
Then they could do like, you could do like, even if you threw an arbitrary, like if I just said 100 rares, that could be a roll.
200 rares doesn't change anything.
Yeah, and I mean, so it could be like 3 legendary sets. It could be 5 Series 1 sets. So could this eventually turn into something that links to connect, like a quote-unquote collector score or like leaderboards? In essence, yes, but not necessarily through Discord. You already own those moments. So I do think it's going to play into a future leaderboard.
This is
true. So it's going to be gated channels and roles, and we've already seen them playing around with the Dynamo bot where you can do, and I've done this in my, like I've kind of brought this up into Discord and everything all day. Like anyone who has, like, for instance, any of the Jolly Jokers that verified, I could run a giveaway, and only someone who has that role will qualify for it. Now, I made it easy by having a separate channel. So now will they make 30 different new channels? Who knows? But they likely will have channels for like those who own, so many legendaries and so on. And then from there, you have a private channel. You can do kind of do the like the Top Shot route, where they do the team channels where they have like flash giveaways all the time. So essentially, like if you're in the all day Discord and you have these like 6 new channels for whatever you were holding, they can do like flash giveaways throughout the day and week and whatever. So quote unquote rewarding, it rewards holders. Now, since we're on this and there's only, a couple people in here. No. there is something that I would
rude. Oh,
who did we lose?
I thought, did you?
Yeah. There is something to be aware of. If you verify with Emerald Bot, it locks in whatever you have at that moment. So say if you got a roll that is 10 legendaries or more, if you sold 5 of those legendaries and you didn't re-verify, you would still be in that channel.
Oh,
that's all I'll say.
I see.
It's similar. It reminds me of the OTM like Rumble, where like you can sell the moment after like all,
after at 1 p.m. you can sell that.
Yeah, that you just wait till the deadline is lifted and then sell, especially if it's pumping. But yeah, so it's only read only. It doesn't like constantly re-verify your account. So again, like
Cool Cat's kicking you out every 2 minutes.
Is that what it does? Do they use collab?
Yeah, because like I accidentally sold a Cool Cats moment, and I got literally kicked out like 4 hours later, and then I had to rebuy it again, and then to get back in, but it reset my time.
You don't have
only if you
yet?
send the moments back this way, so I can hit that level too.
You don't have 1,000 moments yet?
Why don't you have 1,000 moments?
You got that beautiful mutant with no 1,000 moments.
Because I bought all rares instead of $2 and $3 moments.
You should trade Mr. X.
I'm with you, Stingray. What do you trade me?
For his mutant.
Say that again, Diamond.
I was gonna say you should trade your Tom Brady legendary and Tampa Bay legendary for his mutant. I bet he'd do it.
Also, Stingray, I bet I'll trade you that Justin Fields that you're looking at right now. What you want?
Is that you?
Right
yeah.
I just have it up because I don't understand it. So people keep trying to trade me top.
So all right, so all you do is click the Mahomes legendary, and I hit accept.
Oh, okay, and then just send, right? Yeah.
It's gonna be one of those things. Like they did build it in a way.
It's gonna be one of those things that you better not do on accident when you're drunk.
Well,
dude, I'm gonna do this 24/7 while I'm doing anything on the computer, and it's gonna be incredible.
There's a couple checks and balances. You have to first add the moment yourself.
Yes.
And then you also have to sign the contract once you've looked at what they're offering. So it's not like they can sign a contract and change the moments. In the meantime.
it's not quick. Like if you put something here and then hit send, it pops up a thing that we both have to accept.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know how much I don't know how much Stingray you're drinking, but I would think you'd still be able to comprehend at that point.
I haven't seen how it works. I haven't seen how it works yet. Put a Fields in there and let's do it.
Yeah, but it's one of those things. Like I kind of. The more, like I was saying earlier, when I got on, it was more public when it had been announced. It was actually before announced in Discord this morning. It was completely different than like a few days ago because now you have, 30, 40, 50 people, whatever it is. There's probably more on that. I think there's more than actually is listed in the active
people.
Yeah, it says active traders, but I was matching with people that weren't in that list, so I don't know how it kind of keeps track of that.
Yeah, I don't either because so to your point, I was trying to join in the all day one. It said 57 active people in all day. But like you said, it's joining you with other random people and then people who only have Top Shot and know all day.
Yeah.
So
That's what's
I
actually
don't
really
think
cool, though.
it's-
Is like
yeah.
I could, and what's really cool about it is you can see when someone puts an item up for trade, or
Mhm.
even if you click it in their wallet, like if they, so like I put the fields up just automatically, right? And if someone puts an item up, I can click it no matter what platform it is, and it tells you the floor of that moment in that platform.
Yes.
Yeah, but I
So
would
it's
also
super
have
cool.
I would also use OTM in the meantime, just because I had a couple that were a little off.
Right.
But that's just the reality of floors changing, and also keep my serials like just
Yeah. There's
as
definitely
we've-
things to look
yeah.
at for sure.
As we've known, evaluate and moment ranks and OTM, all the way they're doing their true values is all a little different.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
just keep that in mind. So I had OTM open, but also like when it comes to the trending collections, like when you say the 60 online for all day and all that kind of stuff,
Mhm.
if you click on that, you're still getting someone that has probably all Top Shot as well and strike. It just means that they 100% have all day moments, but they can only have one. And
yeah.
if you match with someone and then you skip them, it
Mhm.
actually puts them all the way to the bottom of the list.
Okay.
And if you want to reset that list, just refresh the browser and go back to live trading, and it'll kind of just like randomize it again.
Okay.
Because I had a
Last
couple
thing
that
I
I
wa-
was chatting with and it kind of broke off. And
Last thing I want to add here, guys, if you have any questions, anything that we haven't covered today, feel free to go ahead and throw that in the chat. I think we're running right about the end of our time here. I know this is super cool, and I'm going to be doing this way too much. If you meet me in the live trading, I will trade you a Justin Fields. So if you have any questions, any comments, anything, by the way, we're 3 subscribers away from 100 as of this podcast. So that's pretty
Alright.
sweet. If you haven't subbed, make sure to do so. Get a notification when we go live Sunday at 12:30 Eastern, and then always Wednesday at 10. We, do an AMA on Wednesdays as you're seeing here, and then on Sunday we just talk about general nonsense and then watch football with you for a little while, basically. But it's pretty sweet. But thanks for joining again. If anybody has anything to add on, now would
can
be
I
the
bring
time.
up the giveaway?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, of
definitely.
course. Yeah. We do have a giveaway going on.
All right. Yeah. 2. Like the main one that's going on that ends tomorrow is in the Everything All Day Discord. Giveaway moments. All you have to do is kind of just write out. I saw a couple of people put like 3 words. Cool. But
Cool.
I'm actually interested in what some fans like what their actual favorite moment is like, and why. It doesn't have to be like somewhere at the game. I even saw Daniel, who probably was the one that did the moment himself. Did the Chris Miller was his option, but it tied to like an actual like personal like someone he knew that passed away and stuff. So it wasn't just like his favorite player kind of thing. So kind of just get an idea what everyone's favorite moment. And I think I gotta remember what the gifts are. The giveaway. First place or whatever, like I'm gonna do a wheel spin. First place will be 1 standard pack, NFL Day. And again, it's most likely gonna be Series 1. Second place, $10 gift card to NFL Shop. And then third place, I wanted to introduce this because I knew Evaluate was opening, is third place is 1 NFL All Day moment. So all I will have is whoever gets that one, I'm just gonna like say, hey, go to this link.
Cool.
Meet me there, like we'll connect, and then I'll send you a moment. I'll probably like put a few moments on a wheel and kind of spin it and kind of decide. Or maybe if they're, I might creep on them if they're a fan of a certain team or whatever, and they're, maybe like another player that they need or like a set, whatever it is. So I'll kind of figure that out. And also if you hold a Jolly Joker and you mint it through NFL All Day, I'll double your entry. So you get 2 on the wheel instead of just 1.
Sweet.
So that's the main giveaway. It ends tomorrow at kickoff. And then I'll announce the winners at halftime, most likely. And then the other one is on Rumble. We have our own leaderboard. So if you're in Rumble and you minted through Everything All Day, or you have put Everything All Day as your community partner, you should be on our leaderboard. Like I said earlier, we have 52. It doesn't lock till Sunday, but whoever has the cumulative highest score at the end of the season is going to be getting a premium pack. And then second place will be a standard pack, and then working out some other stuff for like, third, fourth, fifth.
Awesome.
So those are the giveaways.
Cool.
Awesome. AJ, I do not think they will ever let us sell packs. No, I don't. I think it'll cause a whole bunch of nonsense if they do. So I wouldn't see that happening, but I don't know.
I think it's a lot easier for NFL Day to do that than it ever will be for Top Shot. And they have made comments that they plan on doing it in the future, but that could be in 2027.
years.
Yeah, you never know. So
Yeah.
it's on a like piece of paper of things to do.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like a good idea for the future. All right, guys.
But moment, are we doing the moments we're buying or speculations?
Wednesday, what you want to buy? Let's do it
Wednesday,
before we sign out. I'm going. I already said it earlier. I know he's disappointed a little bit, but it's a debut. I like DeAndre Swift at floor. I think he's better than that. I don't know. I think he could bounce back really strong. So that'll be mine.
He's a good player. Let's just be real about it. It's if he was on a better team, he might have more of a shot, Yeah. But at the same time, you're looking at Swift at $4 and Jonathan Taylor at $7. So
yeah, but I think that Jonathan Taylor will eventually start going back up at some point. I think
when would that be?
Taylor's not. It's not a debut, is it? Or is it
No,
a debut?
it's not. No.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, nice. I mean, obviously he could always send a playbook. I think it's kind of main thing.
How about
But
this? Sauce Gardner triple badge, $6.
Nuts, dude. So low.
So dumb. Okay.
And
so-
again, like I think we chatted about this last week. I would kind of start making sure you have Pro Bowl players in your
Mhm,
collection.
Yeah.
mhm.
Those are going to include some rookies, including Sauce, and makes sense to do a challenge around that.
I mean, Sauce already has Defensive Player of the
Finish
Year
your
on
common
lock.
sense. Right now, finish your common sets first and foremost.
Yeah, we should all have like I have my base set
Yep.
done. I'm not doing two, but I'm I'm definitely like I've sniped and I have I probably have like 11 Hollywood Browns and stuff like that. Like if I'm getting them at $3-4,
Oh yeah, that Hollywood
yeah.
Brown was at
Right-
$3
right
for
now,
a while
just-
today. It was ridiculous.
yeah. I remember I was buying.
Load 'em up.
I
was
was
buying-
buying them for 15, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was buying like anytime it was at like 12 or 13, I was picking them up.
Yeah.
So I'll take a $9 less moment. But the latest comment's interesting about the historicals. That's why I wanted to make the giveaway kind of like not just hey react to this, because that's been I've noticed that too. Like seeing kind of how historicals are kind of leaning into like not being the. I do think again we talked about it last week. I do think historical debut crafts would be huge.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to the moments themselves, I'm surprised that more have picked that.
No, for sure. It makes sense. It's a great observation because of the fact that I feel like if you wanted to group all of us in as like I don't know. I don't want to say anything wrong, but I would venture to say that most of us are in our 30s and who are here in all day. There's probably some, I'm probably wrong, you know what I mean? But there's a lot of 30, 40-year-old people that can afford to do this kind of a hobby. And a lot of us, I mean, it's not that I have anything against historicals. It's just that I don't care about the historicals that are out now. So the most interesting historical to me would be like, I don't know, Megatron. Like I have a couple, but and I even went back on like what I said I was going to do. I mean, I own the low 3 common historical sets now, just because they got so low that it was financially irresponsible not to buy them. But I think that what'll set the like pace for historicals is when you start seeing better players. I mean, everyone knows like Brady has to have a Pats historical, right?
Yeah,
But
I mean, always.
There's also like Steve Young, Jerry Rice, like all these other players.
Joe Montana.
But that's like
Montana.
the platform itself. They have obviously I'm sure there's things with NFLPA they have to follow.
There is.
But and if you look at things in short term, like things may not be the brightest right now. But when you look at what they can do with all these other players,
oh God, yeah, it's just
but you don't want like
endless
an archive
possibilities.
set where they start kind of just pushing out the like
stars.
not so like the historicals we don't care too much about. So when historicals hit and it's your team, or
Yeah.
your favorite players,
then you're going to go
it is
nuts
pretty
for
dope.
it. Yeah, you are. I mean, historicals 100% would be my favorite if they had a Tom Brady Pats, and I would sell my whole collection to get it. But
Which makes sense for a craft. That is the one historical, and I debut historical. Just do it. That one would be whatever requirements, people are gonna just like reach for that.
oh yeah,
And it should
everyone.
minimum have to have the Tom Brady rare be burned. Like,
Yes.
just I don't
It
want to say
should- yeah.
legendary, but you know,
Yeah, I mean, that would be a super pricey craft, and I don't know how many people would actually like go through and do it. But I think, like you said, a lot of people would reach for it, and you would see just like a huge. Or what about like an Aaron Rodgers rookie year? God.
TJ, I would.
I want the Aaron Rodgers Hail Mary bomb.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm up to 12 Aaron Rodgers rares, and I'm still not done buying them. I'm gonna get 20.
My
I think
lord.
you're just trying to be
TJ, I think
bad
MTC is a
man.
great set.
No, I already beat Badman.
You, move the chains is a great set, DJ. I would. I think everyone here would agree if you can like work toward it. Just the Series 1 base set is probably
Yeah.
like
At
the
the
one
current
you would
price,
need to collect.
Yeah.
You could if you are diligent and you have access to Sniper,
Mhm.
you can start picking off moments from there for $3.
Which set has the common debuts of Dallas?
He called game.
Is he called game? That's another nice set.
That's another one.
That's a
So he
super
called
cheap one too.
game. He called game. Make the stop. Move the chains, and base would be what you want to go after.
Yep.
And you can get them all, like Diamond said, for about $3 right now if you just are patient.
Yep.
I don't think certain individuals in another chat are screaming that if the floor is $3 right now, then what's it to stop it from going to $2? And I say bring it on, because I'll just have all the sets. I mean, I'll have
And people are making
every single. I'll
Yeah.
have multiples. Like you could have 10 base sets completed if it wasn't for Brady.
Chris Miller is basically the same thing as Joe Montana.
Yeah, I mean, basically, if you wanted to look at like talent, yeah, like for sure, achievement wise, especially,
Mhm.
yeah, for sure, 100%.
Yeah. Marcus Mariota's in there too.
You know what?
Just to bring back to Tom Brady, we might not see that because of his whole autograph thing.
Yes,
But now we've had new news come out with FTX, and I think he might need some money. So I think it's the perfect time to kind of lean towards that.
Sorry, bro. There was one more thing I wanted to go back to. The who had the TJ had the question about commons.
Yeah, what set to get next?
Yeah, so when I'm looking at commons, right, a lot of people don't agree with me. Like Blaze is a big rare guy, but when you look at commons and you're able to snipe them and actually pick them up, like just go to OTM, go to moments, go to market moments, and then click on 4 hour, and then click on 4 hour again so that it lists it by percentage, percent decrease.
Percent down.
Percent down. And then you'll see all those $3 ones start popping up. I buy $3 moments every time because people in VIP were like, "Oh, well, you're stupid because they're gonna go to 0." Well, guess what? They actually physically can't go to 0. They can only go to 1. So when you're looking at buying a moment, even if it's a common moment and you buy it for $3, the lowest it can go is $1. Whereas, sorry, Blaze, I'm not trying to throw you under the bus. He bought what was the rare? What was the rare? What was the rare of the QB that you just bought that you were specking on that you were hoping was going to hit?
Oh, which one?
No, not
Yikes.
It wasn't Cousins. It was
Goff, maybe.
Goff. How much you buy it for?
Oh, like $80.
$80. It's at $35 right now. So
Yeah,
my boy lost $45 on one moment.
Yeah, so
if you were to buy,
that's a great point. Like
if you were to buy like $3 or $4 moments, you could have 20 of them, and they're not going to go to 1, by the way, because I'll buy them at 2. But you're
Yeah,
still,
he's just guaranteeing that he'll buffer it right now.
He's asking
100%
everyone to
guarantee
list
you.
stuff at $2 for him right now.
No,
Yep.
Thing guarantee.
don't do that. Don't do that.
I
I mean,
think, like-
I will buy them all.
I
If
see
you
where
do
you're
that, go
going, though.
ahead.
If
I was
you think of
threatening
it that
people in
way.
the- I was threatening people
We've
in
talked in
chat
the
today
Discord
already.
about that because I remember like one time we were talking like in June or whatever. It was like you could buy this one rare for 100 and it might pump up to like 150,
Right.
or you could buy $10 common of this triple badge or whatever it was,
Right.
and if that boosts to 20, you've doubled your money. Yeah, and
doubled
it's
your
like things
money.
like that. Like that's the
Yes.
reality of it.
Well, it's the
And-
percent down that's more intriguing. If you buy a $4 moment and it goes to 2, it's 50% down, but it's only a $2 loss. If you
Yeah,
buy
it's
a
only a
$100
$2
rare
loss.
and you take a 50% loss, you lose $50.
I can't tell you how many rares that I've, and this is why I'm out of the rare game. I'll buy Legos because I just like them, but I'm out of rares. I'm not going to buy a rare unless it's a debut ever. And I'm not going to complete rare sets. I'm just not, because there's so many players in there that are just not needed to have a rare. They just don't even deserve it.
This gave me like an epiphany. What if? All right, put on your tinfoil hats.
Okay.
What if they made the minimum you could list the moment $5? Okay, that was all I was gonna
Okay.
say. Just make them. You can't list anything below.
You
$5.
laughed at yourself. You're just like, that
Yeah,
wouldn't
'cause
work.
I'm being facetious about that, like about the like Sting's whole like you can't list for $0.
You can't.
$1. Yeah,
You can't
it's
list for
true.
50 cents either.
But I'm saying like if they like made the minimum $5 instead of like $1, wouldn't that boost all of our accounts? Like
It would. It would. But do you know what's
With
crazy?
$10
You know what's
minimum,
you know
and
what's
then
funny though about that,
higher
Diamond,
percentage
is that
fails.
people would list. If they did that, they would make people so mad that they would list all their moments at $5 and just to get out and be like,
and we'd buy them all.
Yeah, we
yes,
buy
we
them
would.
all.
No,
Well,
How about,
don't
how
even
about,
do
no,
that.
how about
Just
something
go
that
on
they-
OTM right
that's
now and
already
buy them
going on
for
other
$3. Don't wait for the
platforms,
$5 minimum.
How
No,
about-
I'm just
how
saying
about-
like when it comes to inherently like looking at your
Yeah.
account value.
Oh no, 100%.
Well, look at Sucibles. You the minimum list.
No,
I'm good.
Impossible.
I'm good.
Like,
Listen
are
to
we
me.
talking Dr. Seuss?
It has nothing to do with Dr. Seuss. This has something to do with finances. You might want to listen once in a while instead of keep talking this thing.
Doctor,
My-
know,
I
you know what I
gotta
mean?
go to bed,
Some
man.
people
Isn't it
actually
like
pay
12
attention to
o'clock
other
there?
platforms
I
and what's
mean,
going
you're
on.
talking
and the
about
impact
Dr.
it
Seuss.
actually has. It's like, oh, let's make fun of Seuss, but no, you know what? They have a platform and they do something. But they charge 7.5%, 10%, 20%, 40% down the
Why is it
line.
variable? I don't get the variable.
If you list for $1, it's 40%. If you list for
He doesn't have time for your shit.
if you list for $2 to $3, it's 30%. If you list
Where'd
for
you go?
$4 to $6, it's 20%.
Yeah, that's a horrible business strategy.
Yeah, that's
Horrible.
terrible.
No,
That's
it's
the
not.
worst.
Because
I would
no,
not. I just wouldn't participate. I
people
would not
wouldn't-
participate in a business strategy that wanted to cost me more money
But you
to
wouldn't
sell a higher value.
But you wouldn't sell.
I just
You'd have
wouldn't
less-
buy them.
But you'd have less people selling. You'd be buying plenty. You just wouldn't be selling.
I'll tell you what, I'll never buy a Sucible in my whole life. I gotta go. This is
All right.
real, and it's
Last
been great.
question, just
It's
because
been
we
really
talked
great.
about
I guess
this and
King's
TJ
thing doesn't math, bro.
hold on, I actually want to help because TJ is asking actual questions that will help instead of talking about Dr. Seuss.
Yes, I would do
Um,
that.
So, would you buy a 3 cereal moment for $1 more? They,
don't listen.
Phoenix,
I
and
say
Blaze
no.
would. I would not.
I wouldn't.
No.
know.
I'll spend $1 more, but that's
I
it.
won't. Nope.
Although
If it's a
Well,
floor,
it's
if it's a floor moment, there's no reason. Like if you're paying 4 instead of 3,
Then
I don't think it really matters too much.
Pay the
If it's-
3 and give yourself that dollar increase right away. Boom, it happens.
Yeah, if it's like $20 versus $21, that's
Sure. Sure.
But when you're at a floor, no.
Yeah.
Unless you're like really like trying to cater your account to low serials, like for Rumble or like
Mhm.
they could do leaderboards where your serial numbers do matter.
They could.
Like if you have
Um,
duplicates of a player, like they take the lowest of all those, and that's the one that's counted, and it's cumulative towards whatever.
Until
So,
we see that,
TJ,
though.
to answer his question though, I don't know if you're on OTM, TJ, but go and look up my account and then sort by lowest serial number under my collection, and you'll see how much money I've lost just by buying 2-digit and 3-digit serials. It's completely unnecessary.
Yeah, until they introduce this is what 99% of the things we talk about, by the way, TJ, is until they release a reason to do it, don't do it. There's literally there's no reason.
I mean, there's the reason.
Well, we could say the
specs
same thing
ridiculous.
about collecting sets, though.
Yeah, 100%.
And then as soon as they announce it, all those sets are going to
You're
shoot
left
up
in
in
the
price.
dust.
and then
But
you're gonna lose
collecting
out on
sets
it.
is a lot
we're
more
also
likely.
completionists. Yeah, we're also completionists though, who like having a set complete. Whereas like a double digit or a triple digit serial does nothing for you.
Sells faster.
Yeah, if
It
you,
sells
if
at the
you do
floor
want to-
faster. Yes,
Yeah,
sure.
if you
But,
want
like,
to eventually
more
flip it
liquidity.
and like,
What if
hey,
the floor dropped by 50%? Who cares if it sells faster or not?
Get you out.
it depends
faster.
on it does depend. Like sometimes there is a time where it's worth it if you plan to, like, if it's a duplicate that you might want to move, like if you are speculating,
Mhm.
because then you know if you list at whatever, like if it does go up in a speculation, your lower serial is going to be more likely to sell at
Yeah.
the floor or the lowest price. So if you're doing that, then yes, that may make sense. You're taking
lot of
you
work.
need to account for that $1 extra you already paid though. Like you need to
Yeah,
keep
that's
that in
true.
mind.
And you're losing 50% on that one. You're losing 50 cents on that dollar that you spent automatically if you sell it. So think about it that way too.
Yeah, I mean, and Genesis does make a good point, right? Like, so if you want to move it, is a little easier. But my
Mhm.
point is, if you buy it at say 10 instead of 9, and it drops, the floor drops to 7. Well, you
To
still can only
7 or
sell it for 8.
Yeah.
You're still losing money regardless of how. Like, you have a higher initial investment in my eyes. So like,
Yes.
just
Yes.
make the lower initial investment and then sell it. You can't.
The
If you
only
buy it at
thing that
3,
I
you
try
never have
not
to
to-
sell it lower than 3.
Yeah. The only
Because-
thing I really try not to buy, and this is just because I really just don't like the way it looks, is I don't buy anything above 9,000. If it has a 9 in front of it, I don't buy it. But then I don't buy the next one though. That's $1 more. I'll just wait because that moment will more than likely either sell and get out of my way, and I'll buy the next one at the floor. But I just don't like them.
And to say the last thing, go join the Everything All Day Discord because we're doing some giveaways, as Diamond said, and we would love to have you guys. So
And
this
thanks
has
for
been a
hanging
long
with
one, but
us.
hey,
Yeah,
you
thanks
guys have
for
been hanging
with
out.
us. Yeah, I
and
know.
my
Thanks for hanging
lord,
with us.
was it
It's
fun?
way too long. Sorry. We
All right, playbook
Talk
might
to
be
you
back
later.
next week.
yeah.
I did want to
Hopefully
say
he's
something
back
really
next
quick.
week.
Playbook will be
Really
back
quick.
next week. Get ready to buy all my $3 moments for $5.
They did announce if you join the queue on Friday, you get entered into a drawing. One fan will win 2 tickets to a regular season NFL game. One fan will win a signed football by Patrick Mahomes. One fan will win a signed
Sweet.
jersey.
I want
So
that.
all I do is
jersey.
join.
Awesome.
You have to just join the queue. You don't have to buy it. There's the ability to win 3
Is
different
it
prizes.
is it common or premium?
It just says
It's
so that I
it's
believe
standard only.
is for the standard.
Standard?
Yeah, standard only. So that's the second queue.
Okay.
Of the day. But yeah, just to join it, even if you don't plan on buying it, just to get entered, it's worth it. And also a quick speculation: Playbook comes back next week. Thanksgiving, turkey packs. I could see we could do some kind of Thanksgiving themed challenge.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, for sure.
Eric Chapman. I always read your name as Eric Clapton, and it makes me happy inside. So thanks for your comment.
Sure does.
All right, guys, have a good one.
Love you guys.
All right,
We'll
guys.
see you on Sunday.
Thanks, boys.